because the leader's first job is to define the reality. And then we bring clarity. So generally, educators take simple things and make it complicated. Communicators take complex things and make it very simple. One of the things we do is we bring simplicity and clarity to complex issues. We don't hide under jargon and big English to confuse issues. Call things as they are. And that must be done with sincerity and integrity. Leadership, for example, and consistency. Because great change doesn't happen in a day, but great change happens daily. So if you're not prepared to be consistent, you're not ready for change. Leadership doesn't occur. You may be installed a chief in a day, but your real leadership will be proved daily. So while we celebrate events, press conferences, and book launches, the most important thing is what happens after the launch. What happens after the campaign is initiated, the live coverage. Which is why we come on air every morning. People ask me, we have Caleb and Nathan, we have Richard Sky and Godfred. We have various pairings. I don't know which pairing we'll have today. But the segment is sponsored by Total. Experience the difference with Total Energy's Excellium new formula. An additive enriched fuel with 3-in-1 action. Cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. It has the effect of anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives. It lowers your vehicle fuel consumption and reduces CO2 emissions. Also sponsored by Fidelity Bank. Every minute whispers of greatness. Every hour new pages turn. Every day is a new chapter to keep your dreams alive. Today, a tabletop owner. Tomorrow, a shopfront owner. Today, a student. Tomorrow, a bank manager. Today, an apprentice. Tomorrow, a master. And the list goes on and on and on. Whatever it is that you do to add value to the world, remember that your efforts are conspiring to make your plans happen. At Fidelity Bank Ghana, our purpose is to inspire your success and collaborate with you every step of the way. Truly, there's more ahead. Ebefa.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
We understand the excitement and preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
There was good and evil. We chose good. Why raise the time of the Most High, ye sons of men? The rich man's wealth is in the city, yeah. Destruction of the poor is his poverty, Lord. Destruction of your soul is vanity, yeah. keep fighting me. I'm not giving up. May the realms of Zion fill my spiritual cup. Wisdom overstanding must never be too much.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Even the best delays that walk at that daylight. Destiny, mama, look from when you're calling. Destiny, mama, look from when you're calling. I wanna rule my destiny. Yeah.
All right, so for the next 18 minutes, we're going to get into the newspaper headlines. So many stories, politics everywhere. Good morning to Caleb. Good morning to Nathan.
Hello, good morning.
Bernard. How are you doing?
Yeah, all right.
Well, thank you.
What are the papers saying this morning?
Daily Graphic this morning, Free SHS, Daily Guide, I beg your pardon. Free SHS bold social intervention tool for Westco to establish Ghana's largest pasta factory. Baumia Mahama file nominations today. Kozi is my choice. Veep says so. Medina NPP PC security attacked at Oyarifa Homoho.
If you go to the front page of the Ghanaian Times, tragedy, 10 perish in ghastly crash on Mim Goso Highway. And there's a picture of the mangled vehicle here. Imani Lord's Electrochem Songo concession considers it a game changer for Ghana's salt industry. And Asante Hene graces Fetu Afashe as rare historic feat, donates 500,000 cedis to Ogwaman Education Fund.
The Herald newspaper, Tobinko's 2015 criminal docket cited counterfeit drugs, inferior condoms, and forgery mentioned. Wale at tipping point ahead of today's MPP primaries. Police threatened to shoot troublesome supporters. And Baumia possibility campaign passes through Medina, Adenta, Tema, and others. Health sector unions ask Akufo-Addo to ban Galamsey now. Highlights of NDC and MPP manifestos on health sector on pages 8 and 9 of the Herald this morning.
The News Center says Free SHS is most audacious social intervention in Fourth Republic. That's coming from the Asante Hene. Lands Minister, all regional ministers to meet over Galamsey crisis. And anxiety over Galamsey driven crisis heightens, sparks health food security and existential threats.
The Inquisitor this morning, Galamsey gets uglier. Children challenge adults, boast of having 50-carat gold. Comes with a photograph of a child in water body mining briskly. And Napo makes strong case for DMB NPP in parts of Central Region. Peaceful coexistence is our responsibility. This is Reverend Enoch Nina Thompson, Executive President, Ghana Baptist Convention, and John Mahama files nominations at EC today.
If you go to the Chronicle, there are more Galamsey stories. Regional minister summoned to emergency meeting to discuss Galamsey menace. Fear grips Ashanti chiefs following Otumfuo's anti-Galamsey stance. And Dr. Baumia endorses MPP Adentan PC Cozy.
Republic Press this morning, Baumia Mahama filed today. PNC in turmoil as Apasera rejects flag bearer results. Ghanaians fume over Galamsey as menace worsens. Water bodies suffer. Volta Regional House of Chiefs target cassava farming to rival gold in region's economic development. NDC to broadcast EC meeting despite rejection. Galamsey, Akufo-Addo should have declared a state of emergency. This is Franklin Kujo.
The Informer newspaper says Galamsey poisoning Ghana, experts reveal. That's on page 4. In other stories, elections determine your future. That's coming in from Dr. Baumia. And NDC, demand for audit of voters' roll. NDC refers EC to UNDP, but Commission says no. And on the matter of presidential debates, IEA sets dates, invites questions. Also, Officer Clerk 39 arrested for alleged forgery and dissolution of marriages. That's on page 2 of the Informer.
So the anchor newspaper, Defense Ministry, Interior, Sanitation, others go silent as Ghanaians demand whereabouts of water wardings. Medical drone system delivers 544,000 flights. Baumia reviews inspiration behind initiative. Daily Analyst, Election 2024. Baumia Mahama filed nominations today. Bernard Mona elected PNC flag bearer. CSOs unhappy with cabinet over failure to approve the consumer protection bill. And you're a good leader. Yana praises NADMO boss. Abandoned Pone landfill site sparks health concerns. That's also here.
Headlines in that paper.
So many.
Yes, so many.
The publisher.
The publishers,
There are two publishers,
the Ghanaian publisher,
Right.
That so if you compare that to the new publisher, similar story. So both of them have the summons concerning ministers over Galamsey. They are unique stories though. Salt industry heads for major breakthrough. Imani applauds Electrochem's investment. That's on the Ghanaian publisher. And then the new publisher's unique story. Try me and see. SHS boy dares with machete. And there's a picture of
from O'Reilly Senior High School.
Yeah, there's an SHS boy with a machete strapped.
Yeah.
I also saw a video of an SHS girl in science in high school.
Yeah.
Talking about.
That
was a good one.
Wow.
All right, let's come to other papers.
The Daily Searchlight finally from me. Trouble brews at Labour Ministry. Ministers alleged attempts to hijack new Labour Department offices sparks war.
Right.
And over 40 youngsters killed in Galamsey pit in one town. That's coming from Openyin Kofi Ajikum.
So cashew price volatility dims high production prospects. This is BNFT. $250 million World Bank energy sector recovery loan approved. And then Afri-Exim Bank aggressively tackling trade stagnation, and investors opt for safe bets as elections near.
Let me give you a few online stories. Channel 1 News has a couple of interesting ones. Address $2 billion IPP debt before creating new energy authorities, IES, to government. Now, the president is inviting Chinese investors to join Ghana's economic transformation. Then, a couple of stories around parliamentary primaries. Joanna Jan Kujo re-elected NEC parliamentary candidate for Memphis Central. Then there's another one supposed to happen in Wale Wale because of a court judgment. Now, if you go to citinewsroom.com as well, a couple more stories there. Let's unite and support Oguaman to grow. Asante Hene speaking. You should listen to the... what's the name? What's the name of the Cape Coast region? I forget. Like speaking some nice English and fancy mixed.
Mixing it
fine. It was very, very nice. So he was speaking to Asantini there, and then Apasara is rejecting PNC's Congress results. Yeah. And then a few other stories on politics. Bernard Mona is now the PNC flag bearer. Awingobit is the party's chairman. Yeah, lots of interesting things happening there. My Joy Online lead story this morning is focused on the Chinese story. The president is inviting the Chinese investors to join Ghana's economic transformation. And then treat patients well, document appropriately to prevent legal suits. Senior medical practitioner speaking. Asantini pays historic visit to leading pharmaceutical firm Qua Research. And a lot on the 2024-25 league that's happening. If you go to Star FM as well, USAC polls cancelled as executives failed to print ballot papers. And then Professor Poku Ajeman arrives in Tamale for Haruna Idrisu's campaign launch. Lots of political stories all over. So let's get into the details. I think I don't know where you guys want to start.
Bernard, I'll start with Galamsey. Children challenge adults. This is the Inquisitor. We are told that the participation of children in illegal mining activities was minimal prior to now, but the trend has changed. Today, children under the age of 15 years are heavily involved in mining activities in some parts of the country. Children's involvement in illegal mining activities in the past was indirect, as they usually took water and food to their people at the various sites, but the status quo has changed as children are now fighting with their adult counterparts in the illegal mining business. There is a quote here. The little boy who's supposed to be the leader of the team, he says, "Why are you covering your face?" Because he's videoing us. Make sure you don't fall into the pit. I'm the one shooting the load. We even get 50 carat of gold through Galamsey. One of the children was heard saying while they continued to dig. And the impunity with which they do this, while they are doing the illegal mining, they also record themselves these days and share gleefully on social media. This is a very disturbing angle that's coming through.
The head of Shraj has been criticizing the president by his failure to deal with Galamsey. That's on a number of websites this morning. Joseph Whittle has been speaking to the BBC and he's expressed unhappiness about this. And then on the big issue this weekend, Franklin Kujo calls for the empowerment of chiefs to combat Galamsey. Story says the president of Imani has called for a re-evaluation of the custodianship of Ghana's mineral resources, suggesting that empowering chiefs could be a key solution to the ongoing illegal mining or Galamsey crisis.
Well, if you go to a lot of the papers, so I'll give you the news center, for example, on page 6 of the paper, the lands minister is calling for a meeting. Now, he's meeting all regional ministers to develop new strategies to combat illegal mining. The meeting is set for a very interesting date, September 11, at the ministry's conference room in Accra, beginning at 10 a.m. Now, just staying with Galamsey, in the same paper.
Of course, those who were asking what happened on 9/11, if you are too young, may not know.
Yeah,
But September 11,
2001,
2001, it was a very horrible day when terrorists hijacked a number of aircraft, slammed into buildings, killed lots of people.
Yes.
In a day that will never be forgotten.
So, page 4 of the news center, anxiety over Galamsey-driven crisis heightens.
All right.
The story says the issue of illegal small-scale mining on Galamsey has once again become a critical point of public discourse. For example, the Water Resources Commission estimates that 60% of Ghana's water bodies are polluted, primarily in the southwestern regions where illegal mining is prevalent. And if you listen to another person, Mr. Martin Eyisi, who's CEO of the Minerals Commission, he is warning that a blanket ban on small-scale mining won't resolve the issue.
What's the solution? Does he have a solution?
Well, he says that the scarcity of authorized mining sites is a root cause of illegal mining, and that regulating unlicensed activities is a more sustainable solution.
So why aren't they regulating? They are the Minerals Commission.
Well, those who are opposed, or those who want Galamsey taking away, for example, the Ghana Medical Association, you have the Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, all of them have been calling for demand, have been calling for swift
action. And then we evaluate what's happening. Anyway, now, there's a lot of calls for traditional leadership to get involved. Now, a story over the weekend where the Asante called on the people of Ugwa and Ghanaians to unite and support the growth and development of Ugwaman. He was speaking through his linguist at the 60th anniversary of the Fetu Afashe, which marks the 25th anniversary of the Ugwamanhine's ascension to the throne in Cape Coast on Saturday. The Asante, who had been accompanied by his chiefs, emphasized the importance of love and unity among the people. As we've said, because political leadership is failing, a lot of people are turning to traditional leadership. Listen to Prophet Odro, for example. He was talking about how the president and his cabinet are sitting silently, and it appears the Asante is the one who seems to be sanctioning chiefs involved or allowing Galamsey on their land. So the theme of traditional leadership becoming more prominent is growing, and we see that a lot. We see the Gamanche as well taking a prominent role in cleaning Accra, and maybe that's going to be the order of the day, because the legitimacy of political leadership, failed promises and all of that. So who knows? Let's come to other stories.
Well, so the Makola Zongo Lane fire extinguished after 7 days.
All right.
The Ghana National Fire Service has announced that the fire, which gutted some shops at Zongo Lane in Accra, has finally been extinguished. This announcement was made by the National Fire Service on its official Facebook handle on September 7, 2024. So it took 7 days for the fire to be finally doused. It's been blazing for some time now. But if you come to the pages 3 and 2 of the Inquisitor, Bernard, taking us back to Galamsey, they have 3 stories quelled from Big Issue over the weekend. Franklin Kujo says Galamsey Akufo-Addo should have declared a state of emergency. And then eco-conscious citizens are saying Anodon Press should have been arrested for his Galamsey comments. And then Dr. John Osai Kwapon says our leaders are reluctant to act decisively due to election concerns.
Let me take you to the power sector. Address $2 billion IPP debt before creating new energy authorities. The IES is saying this to government, and this is Channel 1 News reporting that the Institute of Energy Security has recommended that the government prioritizes resolving the substantial debt owed to independent power producers before establishing any new energy authorities. Now, this follows concerns over the proposed draft bill that aims to merge VRA with Bureau Power Authority, combine ECG with NETCO, and establish an independent thermal power authority from VRA's thermal plants. Now, the government currently owes IPPs over $2 billion, a situation that poses a significant threat to the stability of the country's electricity supply. Now, Dr. Nana Moisi VII, in a statement on Sunday, emphasized the critical role the IPPs play in maintaining the country's power supply and says, before thinking of any merger, let's deal with the $2 billion debt first.
Okay, if you go to page 3 of the publisher, you mentioned elections, and the paper is saying that Dr. Baumia and Mr. Mahama will present their nomination forms today at the EC. And Dr. Baumia, he said so via his official Facebook wall, and he said he would be submitting his this morning, while the NDC's John Mahama is saying that he will be submitting his at 2 p.m.
All right, now there's an interesting write-up here in Ghanaian Times, page 11, where a man is lauding Electrochem Songo concession and considers it a game changer. There's an article they've released, or like a paper they've released on this. Now, don't forget that this is a company that's trying to exploit our salt to add value to it. It's faced a lot of challenges in the Adan enclave. But Imani, a leading think tank policy think tank has thrown its weight behind Electrochem's Limited's concession over the Songo Lagoon, which marks a pivotal moment for Ghana's salt industry. Now, the money support comes as the country aims to unlock the full potential of its salt resources, potentially adding an extra $1 billion in foreign exchange earnings annually. An article posted on its website under the theme, Prospects of Ghana's Salt Industry, Pathways to Adding an Extra $1 billion in exchange earnings. The think tank outlined the economic benefits of the salt mining project for the country. Very interesting. It would be nice to hear more about this, particularly in view of the fact that some members in the community and some chiefs disagree with the approach that the company is using. But Imani's analysis suggests that if this is done properly, the country could earn a lot more foreign exchange to the tune of $1 billion.
For those who are interested, you can find the full write-up on pages 6, 7, and 8 of the Ghanaian publisher.
The Volta Regional House of Chiefs is targeting cassava farming to rival gold in the region's economic development. Stories on Republic Press, page number 8. Volta Regional House of Chiefs has announced a strategic plan to transform the region's economy by prioritizing cassava production with the support of experts from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. It's an initiative announced by the President of the House, Togbi Taprehodo IV, during a meeting aiming to harness the region's agricultural potential, particularly in cassava, which experts believe could rival the economic value of gold. Quote, we met such renowned experts as one who is an expert in the production of cassava, and one very interesting thing they told us is that if we could only focus on the production of cassava alone in our region, we could match those who are producing gold.
I want you to do something for me.
Yes,
There's a
please.
cashew story in the BNFT.
Yes.
There's a cocoa article on Citi Newsroom written by Professor Echampong of Harvard.
Right.
And then there is a story on cocoa board. I wanted to link the three. So let's start with the cashew story.
Okay. So it's written by Wisdom Johnny Nuekpe. Cashew price volatility dims high production prospects. Page 2 of BNFT. The African Cashew Alliance has indicated that recent volatility in the global cashew market may cause many kernel buyers to stand back, as the situation may well dim production targets of local producers even in Ghana. There's a sharp rise in prices in the first quarter of the year, well beyond even short-term sustainable levels, created a period of panic as cashew kernel prices hit $3.80 US/IB, I don't know what that means, only to fall back quickly to levels around $3.25 US from Vietnam, where they remain today. So that fall, according to the alliance, has created a situation in which buyers may believe that further falls are imminent, as most are now waiting to see the next stage.
So I think the point around price volatility of
cashew,
things like cashew, cocoa, and the fact that we export without adding value has been brought to the fore. Now, Professor Champong, who is a professor of history at Harvard, has an article on citinewsroom.com titled The Future of Ghana's Cocoa Industry. And his point is that because of the swollen shoot virus disease, because of climate change, and because of galamsey, Ghana's cocoa industry is facing an existential threat. And interestingly, the largest foreign exchange earner, gold, is threatening our second largest foreign exchange
which
earner,
is cocoa.
And he has some very useful suggestions in the article that we could read at the end. Now, the reason I bring this is that when you go to Star FM, there's a very funny story where the Cocoa Board CEO is quoted as blaming foreign entities for the increased smuggling of Ghana's cocoa. Other versions of the story targeted or sort of made reference to Russia, but this particular version does not. But the story says that the Chief Executive of Cocoa Board has disclosed that the government is intensifying efforts to combat cocoa smuggling across Ghana's borders. He was speaking to the media in Kumasi and says that there is an overwhelming increase of cases of cocoa smuggling. We are written to the Ministry of Defense requesting military intervention. While the police and other security agencies have been assisting, there have already been several arrests related to cocoa smuggling. Recently, cocoa being transported out of the country in tankers meant for fuel was intercepted. And he stressed that the military involvement is now necessary to address the issue more effectively. So maybe when we come back on the main show, we'll do some connections there. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Bernard. Welcome back.
City Business News is next. Stay with us.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Joe Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Charlie, today the matter will catch me. I received urgent order from my online store. Customer wants 10 pieces sharp. Mama wahala be delivery. Stress me too. I no get order in weeks. So then I make slow. Charlie, I decide to deliver this thing myself. Quiet. I was willing to trust my small tired car like that. But boy, I no even leave my area where the whole place full of snow. Engine kaput pasca. As the boys they help me push the car off the road, where I look up and raise my head, where I see for Fidelity Bank billboard top. This too just be chapter. There's more ahead. Ebefa mpa. Then Norma Vim come. Listen, I dog the sadness and find Okada fast. I deliver all the goods, collected my money, and even got referrals from this customer. Hey, Ebefa mpa. At Fidelity Bank, we believe you can achieve your dreams. There's more ahead. Ebefa. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Citi Business News with Ni Latte. Good morning, Ni.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello to you out there. Welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and Access Bank. Coming up this morning, there is more opposition to measure of VRA and Bui Power Authority and the establishment of an independent thermal power authority. We hear from some energy sector players. Also, Committee of Ghana's international bondholders demand sustained economic reform for Ghana's return to the international capital market after government opened the debt exchange for Eurobond holders. Plus, cement retailers upbeat about sales and fair price regime in the coming months on the back of official law on cement price regulation. My name is Ni Latte. Many thanks indeed for joining us this Monday morning. Details of our stories. Now, first though, there is a mounting opposition to a draft bill proposing the measure of the Volta River Authority, VRA, and the Bui Power Authority, the combination of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, with the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NETCO, and the establishment of an independent thermal power authority. The latest to join the opposition after staff of VRA registered their displeasure is the Institute of Energy Security, which is urging government to reconsider the bill. The energy think tank echoes the concerns of VRA staff concerning, amongst others, the possible destabilization of VRA's financial health if its revenue-generating thermal assets are separated or privatized. Derek Hatcher is research lead with IES, and he's been speaking with Citi Business News.
ECG is not able to comply with the cash waterfall mechanism. The cash waterfall mechanism even places VRA as a second tier, and then the amount that is given to them is less than 30%. And so if they don't receive this money promptly, it affects their operation. Now the third part of it is that when VRA generates its power, majority of it also comes from thermal. And then this thermal is given to the export market, or it is being exported, and then the other ones are given to the big guys, which is the mines companies, and that is where that is where VRA gets its revenue immediately. Now, when the thermal part of it is taken away from them, it means that the export money the money they also get from the mines and coal will not be available to them, and that will also constrain them financially.
Well, IAS has some advice for government. They want the government to build consensus on the proposed draft bill.
The timing of it is quite short for that. Stakeholders are not in line with what the government wants to do. The government will need to now seek better engagement with all the stakeholders so that there will be a consensus and they will all be able to understand what the government wants to offer, and then whether they are either in and out of it, whether there are any risk or benefits associated with it, so that everybody can bring their best minds together, and then the bill will become a better one. But we believe that as it stands right now, there isn't any further, there hasn't been any extensive engagement with industry players, with technical people and co. And that is why we're having this backlash.
Derek Hatcher is research analyst with the Institute of Energy Securities, IES. Now, the Committee of Ghana's international bondholders say it is important for Ghana to sustain economic reforms to eventually regain access to the international financial market. It comes as governments commenced a debt exchange program to finalize the restructuring of its dollar bonds more than 2 months after reaching an agreement with two bondholder groups. Holders of $13 billion of Ghana's international bonds have been given 21 days to swap their holdings for new instruments. Well, as you may be already aware, Ghana already defaulted on most of its $30 billion of international debt in 2022 as the COVID-19 pandemic and higher global interest rate tipped it into crisis. In its exchange offer and consent solicitation, government notes that the bondholders will have the chance to swap their holdings for a disco bond offering an interest rate of 5%. The second is a power bond option capped at $1.6 billion with 3 instruments, of which the main one will pay a coupon of 1.5% and mature in 2037. More on this because the Association of Road Contractors Ghana is urging the government not to include them in the debt restructuring as it will compound the woes of its members. The government recently revealed plans to include private banks and contractors whom it owes about $2.8 billion in the next phase of debt restructuring. If this materializes, contractors will receive financial haircuts on the 11 billion cedis debt the government owes them. John Affle Jr. is the national chairman of the Association of Road Contractors, and he tells Citi Business News it will not be prudent for the government to include local contractors.
I don't think it will be in the right direction for the government to think of coming to give us a haircut. The indebtedness to us is so huge that, and it has taken a very long time and for it to be paid. So it's an appeal to the government not to come to our side. If he wants to deal with the foreign contractors, fine. But for the local contractors, we are not in the position to accept this. Further on, the government owes us about 11.2 billion just at the road sector, and not including that of Get Fund and other projects outside. So it means that it is not even up to $1 billion. So it's something that the government seriously can manage to pay us. And we're expecting that this payment is made before the end of the year so that we can also pay our creditors and our suppliers.
John Affle Jr. is the national chairman of the Association of Road Contractors Ghana. Moving on, some cement retailers are expressing excitement about the new legislative instrument aimed at regulating cement prices. They believe this measure will provide significant relief to their businesses. Their comment come after the 21-day review period for the LI on cement price regulation concluded, making it officially law. The LI was introduced in Parliament by the Minister of Trade and Industry, K.T. Hammond. My colleague Daniel Udroben says more.
The legislative instrument LI for regulating cement prices was introduced in Parliament on July 2, despite objections from cement manufacturers and parts of the public. After 21 parliamentary sessions, the LI was enacted into law. CNR Business News spoke with some retailers in the regional capital who welcomed the new measure. Cement retailer Vida Otri highlighted its importance for their business.
It's a good idea because some of the customers, maybe the person is supposed to buy 20 bags, but because of the increments, you will not buy the 20 bags, you will buy less, maybe 10. So it will make the person shortage of cement. So the law that is coming, it will help us also to sell more, to make more distance. And for instance, someone want to build a house. He can't start with this high cost of cement. He can't even purchase it. So he will tell you he will not even buy a plot of land too. So it's good.
Retailer Fred Ando noted that the LI will have a positive effect on their operations.
It's going to help us a lot. Because when it happens like that, when you go, even around our area here, when you go to maybe different shop of same area, you are going to get the same quantity with the same price, rather than this retail is selling his or her own different price and ours too is different price, which is not helping us. So if it comes that way, it will help us.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Construction and Industry, Emmanuel Cherry, stated that the Chamber will continue discussions with the Trade Minister about the LI.
We are going to engage the Minister on certain grounds. So there are 8 items that we have proposed. Engaging the Minister for further and better particulars.
The Chamber of Cement Manufacturers Ghana has remained silent on the LI's passage.
Daniel Odro-Mensah with that report. Now, dampening liquidity conditions on the money market continue to weigh on government auction targets as government made 755 million cedis on the money market this week. This comes as latest auction results from the Bank of Ghana shows that government fell short of its Treasury bill auction target for the 9th consecutive week. Per the data, government secured 4.89 billion Ghana cedis of its short-term instrument against a target of 5.6 billion Ghana cedis. Before I go, let me take you to the forex market where the dollar is selling at 16 cedis 25 pesos, the pound at 21 cedis 20 pesos, and the euro at 17 cedis 50 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and Access Bank. My name is Nila Tilati. Do have a good business day.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
When they hear that song, they know that the next thing that is coming up is Kickoff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you accept the name?
No, I don't.
You don't accept the name.
See me rocking.
I accept the song.
And by his grace, there's no.
Well, we had the Citi business news this morning.
On a beat and I dedicate it to my God. Hey, I feel his goodness and his mercy from New York.
It was sponsored by MTN, Access Bank, and Goyle. And kickoff is next with Mr. Gbenabu, brought to us by Zonda. In a world where dreams are the driving force, one company stands out as the hope of transformation. Zonda Ghana, your one-stop shop for quality trucks, Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, pickups, and more. We create opportunity with top-notch after-sales service for your heavy-duty and light-duty trucks, as well as your machines. Visit us. We have 7 branches across the country. Head office off the Tema Aflao Road, close to the Free Zones Enclave. Call 0501 772 222. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana. So Mr. Gabriel Ofei, known as Gabi Ofei, is taking over. Good morning again.
Good morning, Bernard. Welcome aboard to Kickoff. It's Monday, September 9, 2024. And my name is Gabi Ofei. Coming up in the next 10 minutes.
Wajala is going. Wajala is going. That's all 2 minutes. That's a coach. That's all 2 minutes. Coach.
All right, so Hatta Folk supporters already calling for the sack of head coach Abubakar Ouattara following the opening day defeat to Basake Holy Stars in the Ghana Premier League. And then the US Open, we have a new champion as Italy's Yannick Sinner after beating USA's Taylor Fritz in the men's single final. We'll touch on that plus the women's singles and then head to Colombia as the Black Princesses are out of the Under-20 Women's World Cup. All right, so let's start this morning's update from Colombia. And for the 7th consecutive time, Ghana's Black Princesses failed to move past the group stage of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. Now, despite playing New Zealand in their final group match, their fate was sealed after Argentina's victory over Costa Rica, which claimed the last available third-place qualification spot and ended Ghana's chances of advancing. The Princesses began their campaign in Colombia with a disappointing 2-1 defeat to tournament newcomers Austria, and was followed by a 1-0 loss to Japan, the 2018 champions, leaving their hopes of progression hanging by a thread. And so it's all over for the Princesses in Colombia. Elsewhere in Morocco, it's match day for the Black Stars of Ghana. Is a second game against Niger at the Stade Municipal in Bakani later this afternoon at 3 p.m. Otuado and his boys are hoping for 3 points after the disappointing defeat against Angola last time out in Kumasi. Here's head coach Otuado facing the menace of Niger later today.
We observed them. We watched a lot of games that they play, and they look strong. They have good players in their team, and they play together as a team. Like I said, they had some losses, but it was always very, very close, and they also had their chances. So we have to be aware of that, and that they have good strikers. They defend very well. Tactically, they are well educated, so it's not going to be easy. But I'm sure that if we do our best, if we can create as much chances as in the last game against Angola, we will force the luck to come back to us.
As head coach Otuado speaking ahead of today's game against Niger in the match day 2 of the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. And some other matches coming up later today. Burundi will play Senegal at 1 p.m. Equatorial Guinea will take on Togo Madagascar is up against Comoros. Uganda face Congo at 4 p.m. Lesotho up against Morocco, 6 p.m. They are the host nation for next year's AFCON. Angola will face Sudan. These two teams are in Ghana's group, and that game will kick off at 7 p.m. Ethiopia will play DR Congo also at 7 p.m. in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. So keep you posted later in our subsequent bulletins. Well, in the Ghana Premier League, Accra Hartlepool lost their opening game against debutants Basake Holy Stars at the Accra Sports Stadium and did not please some fans who gathered to boo the players and the technical team. On the flip side, Kotoko made a winning start to their season after beating Kerala United by 1-0 at the Nash Shariga Stadium. They were also winning for Bibiani Gold Stars Mediama Sporting Club, Nations FC. They were held to a goalless draw by Bichem United. Vision FC also played out a goalless draw with Brecum Chelsea and Tema. Here's the head coach for Vision FC, Nana Kukwajman.
No, I mean, I would not call it pressure. You can say that each and every individual was a little bit nervous. This is the Premier League game for myself. This is my debut. This is the first time I'm coaching in the Ghana Premier League. And then again, most of the boys, not just some of them, just a couple of them that have actually played in the Premiership before. So it's a bigger stage for all of us. Fear, no. Nervous, yes, because it's the first game. When you're going into an area where you don't know, a new level that you set your feet, you definitely have to be nervous. But I think the nervousness went away after 10 minutes because we realized that the boys were matching them. They were dominating areas. They were creating overloads, both in defense and then in the middle of the field. Our left back, for example, Alidu, was getting up high, putting passes together with the winger and the midfielder, getting into the final third and doing some very good deliveries. That actually took the nervousness away. We knew that we could match them, and that's exactly what we did.
And so that's Nana Kukwajman. He's the head coach for newly promoted side Vision FC, who held Brecum Chelsea to a goalless draw in Tema. Well, Dreams FC also held reigning champion Summertex 1996 to a goalless draw on Saturday at the Accra Sports Stadium. Here's Abdul Karim Zito after the stalemate.
Trust me, Blue Wheels is on fire. This is not the regular swim team. We're on fire. We will see a different transition happening. We are going to have a different...
It's a game we play. I went to Africa without pressure. Why should I play the league with pressure? No. My objective is to be with the top four. And this is what I'm fighting for. Playing draw will never let me go astray my objective. You understand me? It's the first match. And believe me, we should accord the respect to Samates. They are representing Ghana, the whole Ghana. And young team like my team drew them even -1.
So that's Dreams FC head coach Abdul Karim Zito after the goalless draw against Summertex. We do some swimming now, and ahead of the upcoming Ghana Swim League season, Turtle Swim School, a swim team from Wager unveiled its new senior team known as the Blue Wolves swim team, and the team at this season's swim league will be known as the Blue Wolves swim team, with Sam Tossen spearheading this fresh initiative. Let's hear from the founder.
Trust me, Blue Wheels is on fire. This is not the regular swim team. We're on fire. We will see a different transition happening. We are going to have a different drills. We have certain structures put in place to help these kids. But as it still stands, I cannot do this by myself. I would need the parents, I'll need the schools, I'll need the clients to be consistent, because what other coaches can do, I believe I can also do perfect job. So I would love, everybody to support me in doing this.
So that's Tosin. He's founder of the Blue Wolves swim team, and that next season will start in October. We take you to Europe, and world number 1 Yannick Sinner stomped past Lafritz to win the US Open and secure a second Grand Slam title of the year. Sinner, who won his first major title at the Australian Open in January, held off a late charge from the American 12-seed Fritz to win 6-3, 6-4, 7-5. And Yannick Sinner is the first Italian man to win the singles titles at the Flushing Meadows.
Yeah, hello everyone, first of all, and I would like to start with Taylor. I know how much work he puts in. You're doing an amazing job. Congrats to you, Taylor, and the whole team. It's so nice to see you in big stages like this, and I'm quite sure that you are gonna play many of those. So I wish you best of luck for the future.
All right, and so that's the new US Open champion, Yannick Sinner, speaking there. Away from tennis to this.
Mendes gliding past one, shot out, Ronaldo! His first time playing against Scotland. And Cristiano.
All right, so 901 career goals for Cristiano Ronaldo, netting against Scotland in the Nations League to give Portugal a 2-1 win at the Estadio da Luz in Lisbon last night. In Geneva, reigning European champion Spain dispatched Switzerland despite being reduced to 10 men for 70 minutes, winning that match out by 4-1. Some selected games coming up later today. In the Nations League, France will take on Belgium at 6:45 p.m. Israel is up against Italy. At the same time, Turkey will play Iceland. Norway will play Austria in the Nations League. So that's some matches coming up later today. And that's your sports. For more, you can head to citisportsonline.com and on X at Citi Sports GH. Kickoff is probably brought to you by Shell, Lesheho, and Zonda GH. My name is Gabby Affair. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years now? I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, Fua pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sale service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Poa pickup, which I take to the office. Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks. Located at Tema, off their Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Join the Republic Verse. Enter the Republic Bank space. Online or within the banking hall, we open the right doors for you to make the most of life. With our suite of superb banking products and services, our clients, corporate, SME, investments, and individuals get to enjoy amazing benefits. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're the one for you.
This October, come join us for a night to remember. The Old Swesconians Association cordially invites you to the annual all-year groups dinner dance.
Yes, the date is Saturday, the 12th of October, 2024, and the time is 4 p.m. through till 8 p.m.
I can't wait for the dinner dance this year. It's always so much fun.
And the venue, it's at the Channel 1 TV Gardens. It looks so amazing. Yes, Swesco will be at the Channel 1 TV Gardens in Tesano, Accra.
For just 500 Ghana cedis, you can enjoy an evening of delicious food, great music, and unforgettable memories.
Don't miss out on this exclusive event by the Old Swesconians Association. Reserve your spot now. To purchase year group tables for this glitzy Swesco event, contact Ernest on 0244-940-493.
Gather your friends, mark your calendars, and get ready for an incredible night at the Old Swesconians annual all-year groups dinner dance. See you there.
Old Swesconians Association annual all-year groups dinner dance. It's October 12th, 2024. Join us for a night of celebration and nostalgia. RSVP today.
Swesco.
Semper Cum Optimus.
Swesco.
Always with the best.
Hey,
Bosu. Long time.
Yeah. Hey, go and say mu yen yo mu. Na before na land mu bi wa.
Oh, Gold Super XP. Tregu Gold Station bebre mu Bosu.
Oh, fantastic. Super XP.
Quality. Super. Gold Super XP. Bosu, ube feel.
I like that.
Gold Super XP, quality fuel that brings you choice and takes you further. Ideal for most vehicles and fortified with special additives to help your engine perform better and consume less. It's available in many Gold stations nationwide. Gold Super XP, woo feel ya, ha? Woo be feel. Goil, good energy. Yeah,
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
The health and nutrition segment is next and is proudly brought to you by Sankofa Natural Spices.
Welcome back to Health Secrets with me, Dr. Simi, brought to you by Sankofa Natural Spices. Red chili pepper's scientific name is Capsicum annum. Do you want to prevent cancer in your family? Do you want to improve the outcome? Eat right, eat well. Add some chili pepper to your diet. Mekoirawa has been found to lower blood sugar levels. So if you are a diabetic or pre-diabetic, you may want to add this nutritious spice to your diet. It has potent anti-inflammatory properties and may help in the management or recovery of some inflammatory conditions such as osteoarthritis. Red chili pepper has been found to improve dyslipidemia states, that is high cholesterol states.
Sankofa Natural Spices are made in Ghana with only natural ingredients with your health in mind. DDA.
The health and nutrition segment was brought to you by Sankofa Natural Spices.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Anymore, pop quiz. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Can you give me 3 words that start with omni?
Oh, that's easy. Omnibus, omnipotent, omnibus. The bank with a really nice signboard.
Hey, Radzi, you mean Omnibisic. OMNIBSIC. Omnibisic. Let me hear you say it.
Omnibisic.
Perfect.
Is that an abbreviation?
Not entirely. And it's not just a bank with nice signboards either. Omnibisic Bank is Ghana's fastest growing bank with innovative banking products and headquarters in Atlantic Tower at Airport City, Accra, as well as 40 branches across the country. Omnibisic Bank has the final word on excellent customer service delivery in Ghana.
Plus, they have the coolest signboard.
Yes, they do. And the coolest name, Omnibisic.
Omnibisic Bank.
At your service.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Watch out! Mash it, flash it.
this one, Tom and Jerry, our rear. And in a sense, this is the way Ghanaians and their political leaders have been behaving. It's like a Tom and Jerry. It's a cartoon that is, it's funny. Tom and Jerry is almost like inexplicable mistrust and violence. And yet you laugh. You don't really know what you want to do. All right, so let me just do a few quick requests this morning, and then I'll turn my attention to some pressing matters for the nation to think about. All right, so today is the 9th day of September 2024, and a few people have asked me to wish happy birthday to people close to them. Let me wish my beloved wife, Mrs. Evelyn Boachi Donko, a happy birthday. The children and I appreciate her so much for being the fountain of the family. God continue to bless and protect her. Thank you from Dr. Boachi Donko of Kolebu to his wife, Mrs. Evelyn Boachi Donko. Happy birthday to Richard Omari, Associate Director of Assurance Department, Deloitte, from your country managing partner, Daniel Kojo Owusu, and all staff. Happy birthday to Mami Ya Ado of Vine Christian School. You're 3 years old today, coming in from your mom, Brigita, and your dad, Kobe. Mami Ya Ado of Vine Christian. I think you are in the class they call Tulip, if I'm not mistaken. Wish a glorious birthday to Kofi Asante Alote. He's a dedicated teacher for decades from the sub-school Old Students Associates. Wow, that's an interesting one. Kofi Asante Alote, an old teacher. Also, my daughter Cherilo Ewenam Aku Zomelo of the Royal School of Owusu Ansa. Happy birthday, asking for great wisdom and knowledge. This is from Anselm, Florence Caleb, and Douglas Zomelo. Happy 75th to my father, Jones Boateng Afrani of Ejisu, and to my son, Michael Nana Boateng Afrani of Pearls Academy, Tamale. A happy 10th birthday. May the Lord increase you in wisdom and good health, from Michael Afrani, officer in charge of PPRSD Mofa. You know PPRSD of Mofa. Yeah. Wish my mom, Deaconess Rose Kinful of Church of Pentecost Nima Assembly, a glorious happy birthday. I wish her God's blessings, long life, and good health. And then this is from her son, Daniel Boachi Adam of Snit daughters, Ohini and Ohima, in-laws and grandchildren. Right. So this is what I wanted to put to you people this morning. Whilst away, I had a lot of discussions about Galamsey, and I feel like there's a lot of exasperation in the system. People are criticizing the media. They say we are just talking. People are, I'm not sure what to make of it. It's almost like it's come back with a strong focus as the election approaches. And the government doesn't seem interested in doing anything about it. And everybody's blaming somebody else. Yeah. So obviously we have to blame our elected leaders. They have the mandate. Yeah. So generally the political class will be blamed, the MPP government, the president, the minister of lands, and all the ministries and all of those things. But I just felt like, in addition to all the blame game and all of those things, maybe we also have to encourage certain kinds of actions. Okay, so you can blame somebody for something, but if you want to solve it, how do you solve it? Okay, and maybe recent examples of how we've rallied national angst about what we consider to be the ills of society will be good lessons, right? So what's the most recent thing that annoyed a lot of people? The attempt to sell SNIT or portions of SNIT to a minister of state or a company owned by him. All right. Obviously, those who wanted to do it didn't see anything wrong with it. Yeah. But I think after a sustained period of pressure, political pressure, and that kind of thing, it relapsed. Now, the problem I have is, maybe the SNIT thing worked because a political person and a political party opposed it. Yeah. All right. And I think Ghanaians need to get to a point where we can achieve change without necessarily a politician leading it. if the theory is true, it was when Ablakwa and Co started making noise about SNIT that galvanized everybody else. Because a lot of people were angry about the SNIT thing, but somehow their voices were muted. But based on the sustained campaign of Ablakwa, there was a demonstration around it, and everybody else followed. Okay, you can say that even with the issue of lands, sale of lands as well. Yeah. There's been various environmental groups who have said different things about it, but somehow you need a certain political organization around it. And for me, it is both heartening but also problematic. Okay, so it's good for political parties to decide to oppose certain things if we believe that the thing is wrong. But the truth is that you always take politic-led things with a pinch of salt, because there's always a political motive. All right. So I think that various sectors of society must take a hard look at themselves to say, can we do something about this Galamsey thing without waiting for the NDC?
Right.
Do you understand my point?
Right.
Because if tomorrow NDC and Co say, hey, Galamsey, stop, and they start putting pressure on the current government, I'm sure there will be some change, because there's a political calculation that will be made. They're probably not doing it because when they do the calculation, it may not favor their electoral interest. So they are just watching.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm saying that we sit here every day and say our politicians have failed us, which is true. But haven't you also failed ourselves? Okay, because, let's take the ears of Ghanaians this weekend. I came back over the weekend, all right, and I've been listening to the radio. I went to church, listened to a sermon. I watched television, all right, and I went to the marketplace, heard people talking, preaching and things. How many of the various groups have also come together to say this has to stop now? Okay, so when it came to the Senate issue, there was a morning on this show where we had at least 12 labor unions.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
And it was back to back. You read.
By the time you're done, another organization has dropped their statement.
UTAG.
Yeah.
JUSAG.
Yeah. NAG.
It was unrelenting. There was a particular morning, we read almost 15 press statements issued about the snake thing, that if they did not stop it, they would advise themselves. The next day, they announced that they had, in fact, I think the company even said they were no longer interested. Then the DG gave an interview and said they're going to push back. They're going to sort of pull back. All right. So my point is, people feel like anger and hot air and all those things don't really they do make a difference if it is sustained and is coordinated. Okay. So now let's come to Galamsey this morning. The Ghana Medical Association have done well. They've explained to us the dangers, or they've basically given us new evidence to show where the thing is headed. Ghana Water Company have also done their bit.
Yeah.
All right. Are we seeing the same level of angst leading to concerted action? So, for example, GMA have issued a statement, but as Galamsey only affect the medical profession, do you need to be a doctor to see the effect of mining irresponsibly on our life? All right. So, do we need just? People always say, "Oh, where is the GBA?" And by the way, they have a congress this morning. I think they have a bar conference or something. But the question is, there are different groups of organized civil societies. And we see in Ghana, when we say civil society, it seems as if we're talking about CSO. No. I always say that the democracy and modernity, I'm quoting a philosopher now, he says, democracy and modernity, they meet at the nexus of rational public discourse. For democracy to generate a modern society that brings development, there's a nexus of rational public thought, the public sphere, the agora, where you have civil societies. What is civil societies? Civil society is associational life. So that includes organized labor, media, religious groups, business associations, trade unions, professional bodies. It's called associational life. So beyond being a Ghanaian, you belong to Ghana Journalists Association. That's associational life. The AGI, Rotaract clubs, Catholic Bishops Conference, Church of Pentecost, Old Presecans Association, I don't know, Tree Planters Association, whatever.
Market women.
You need, and if you look at our independence, it was, even though the spark was lit, in fact, the spark was not lit by politicians. The spark was lit by associational life. Yeah. Nico Abnaboni was a chief. Then there were the people who rose up against Awam. Then there were the 1948 veterans. That's associational life. The veterans said, look, you're cheating us. And all of that coalesced into one moment. Okay, so the question is, what is associational life doing? Are we waiting for a Blackwa to come and say, stop Galamsey before it becomes a national issue? So media coalition is working. TUC, the various labor unions, Chamber of Commerce and Industry, AGI, Nurses Association, teachers, National Service Persons, all students of Insign Secondary School, O'Reilly Secondary School, members of the Presbyterian Young Students Guild.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Do you get me? The failure of the governance failure is clear for us to see that the government is not interested in solving the problem. But that does not mean we should despair. There has to be different bodies, if for nothing at all, issue a statement so that every morning there will be a news item. If, for example, all the labor unions issued a statement every day between today, what's today's date? 9 September.
Yes,
till the end of the year. Every day they issue one statement. All these bodies decide to come together to say, if you don't ban it now, it will affect your electoral fortunes and we're going to go on a strike. They will take action. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's a government failure, but there's also a failure of associational life. And I find it interesting where people turn around and criticize media to say, you are the guys not doing the job of holding the government to check.
Yeah, my friend says we should lead a demonstration.
If you gave us, so this is what I would say. If you gave us a statement a week on Galamsey, just a statement, come together and write a logical statement, taking a position on it. We will articulate it on air because there's a limit to how much you can say on the same issue without different people coming together. So my point to Ghanaians is that, yes, our political leaders have failed. The MPP government has failed. But we are also failing in our thinking that it's only the people in the public sphere who have a role to play in solving this problem. Do you understand my point? There has to be. So, for example, this weekend, a couple of people forwarded to me Prophet Kofi Odro. He was preaching about Galamsey.
In church.
Wonderful. Yeah. Catholic bishops issued a statement, but it's more on elections. Maybe they should have it. I don't know if the statement is in front of you. Yeah. Maybe they should do a Galamsey version.
Yesterday, Archbishop Charles Ajinasari preached a sermon on Galamsey.
Wonderful. It would be nice to air it. All right? So maybe get me the Obro voice. Maybe we should do that. Because associational life is very critical for a democracy will not work if all of us don't play a role beyond voting to ensure that there is social accountability. Because what's happening is that formal accountability is failing. We all know the compromised position of Parliament, right? The fact that many of the ministers are in Parliament, Parliament becomes a rubber stamp. So there's formal accountability mechanisms, the judiciary, the legislature, and the government. But informal social accountability, the media, religious groups, various entities which have a legitimate say in national development, they have to rise up and say, we are also giving government an ultimatum. And I want to urge the labor unions to get involved. I want to urge the churches to get involved. National Day of Rage Against Galamsey. All churches in Ghana. Imagine if churches and mosques in Ghana. Imagine. Now, I always say that in Ghana, the only bodies that have a greater penetration in society than NDC and MPP are the churches and the mosques. Because I have gone to places, I'll give you an example. I went to Avadiwokome, an island near New Bakba. I went by boat to see the aftermath of flooding. When I got on the island, I saw palm trees and mango trees, and I saw devastation. I didn't see an MPP or NDC flag on the island, but I saw a Church of Pentecost. on that island. I saw a Church of Pentecost that was commissioned in the 90s on that island. I've gone to places where I've seen Catholic churches in enclaves,
very remote areas,
and every morning somebody comes to stand in the pulpit and preaches to people. I'm not here to pick on churches. I am saying that between religious leaders, labor unions, professional bodies, and then business associations, we have a very big role to play in this country called Ghana. Even in this season called Galamsey pre-election, we cannot sit down and wait to say, let the media lead the demonstration. It's not a media leader demonstration issue. What we need to do is to use the platforms we have to channel the emotion to the right place. So, Prophet Kofi Odro, great job done. I'll do a few announcements and I'll play his audio.
Sure.
We may not necessarily agree with everything he says and the style he says, but Godfrey, if associational life does not rise, because you see, if we wait for it to become an NDC issue, when it becomes political football, the end result doesn't end well. There must be a point where associational life takes the lead in fighting something. Now, there's no association that can say they are oblivious or untouched by the effect of Galamsey. Nobody can say this.
Yeah.
Water, cocoa, health. I mean, it's cross-cutting, is all-encompassing. So there is no hiding place. You have no excuse. You can't say, well, the doctors should speak because it's a medical issue. It's no longer a medical issue.
Because
you can't say the environmentalists should
mining.
speak because it's an environmental issue. You are in an association. Call your secretary and your president and say, what is our position on Galamsey? Do you know why? The political parties and the politicians, they calculate and say, the people on air say they don't like Galamsey. But the people who are in the mining committee benefit from Galamsey, they have votes. And the people who have money to support Galamsey can influence our candidate. So we have to be careful how we approach it. Until those of us who say we don't like it come together to say we are more than those who say they like it, or those who like it by their quiet acquiescence, the politicians will always play lip service. So this meeting they're going to have on Wednesday, I can bet you my last pesewa, it will be another talk show. Because what we don't need meetings.
Yeah.
What we need is concerted action, which has to be forced.
And consistent.
Good. So if we don't get up and say, so I am saying that there's nobody listening to me today who can say they don't have a role to play. Because you are part of something which can take a position. You can insist for a meeting to be held to discuss Galamsey and to take a strident position on it. Now, if you do that, then you started the action of being a citizen. Because citizenship is about participation. It's about responsibility. It's about inclusion. That's what citizenship is. Citizenship is not about voting alone. And by the time you vote, you may not be alive to vote the next election because you may have been dead because there's no water. So if you think that your citizenship depends on only voting, you are mistaken. It's civic action and responsibility. We have to learn to work together. And I'm saying that associational life must rise up. Angel Kabonu, Nagrat, who is the NAT president?
Thomas Musa is the second.
Thomas Musa, who is the Nurses Association leader? Perpetua and your team.
Yeah.
Who is the JUSAC president? Who is the GJA president? Who is the Engineers Association chairman? Who is the head of surveyors in Ghana? Where is the General Agric Workers Union? You where I'm going? GPRTU, where are you? Do you follow where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Where is the various TUCs, trade unions? So where is the Ghana Federation of Labour? Where is the UTAG? Where is the FUSAG? Where is the two tags? All the people who had all the tags. Where are you in this Galamsey issue? All right. Where is the AGI? Where is the Chamber of Commerce and Industry?
Guta.
Where is Guta? Or you think because you are only into imports, Galamsey is not going to affect you? This is a war. I heard somebody say, Ghana is the only country in the world he knows which deliberately poisons its waters when there is no war. Because usually people poison water when there's war. We are in peace, but yet there's war. I'm calling the name. I want the list. Ghana Charismatic Bishops Conference. Bishop Titi Ofe. Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, GPCC.
Peace Council.
Ghana, what's the name of this one? Christian Council of Ghana.
Christian.
Coalition of Muslim Organizations, COMOG. Where are they? I look at the level of anger around LGBTQ law. Sometimes what angers you reveals who you are. So, if you are not angered enough to take a position, does that mean that you are tolerating it? Various professional bodies all are seeing the effect of Galamsey. Where is the statement? Where is the day of concerted? We are not even saying demonstrate here too. If you issue a statement. If we had all of them issuing a statement on a particular day to set the media agenda for the day, for a week, to say we are all wearing brown, to say that the water bodies must not be brown anymore. A day of all, just one day. You get it?
Yeah.
This is the kind of action we need. And I'm asking, it doesn't even have to. So if your church leadership, so maybe the Presbyterian Church, because maybe they don't want to do it, the Young People's Guild, go ahead and do it. Or Church of Pentecost. Do you have a youth group in that church?
It's a youth ministry.
What's it called?
The youth ministry, Church of Pentecost Youth.
Yeah,
Ministry.
where's their leader? He should issue a statement on Galamsey. If the national chairman will not do it, he should do it. That's leadership. Because it's our future. You see, we are the people who will be here in 10 years. Some of them may not be here. So the young people must rise up. Nooks. It's not just about elections. Legon students, JCR, what are you doing? You will not have work to do. By the time your kids are in university, you'll be importing water from China. If you don't rise up today, you will be dead. That's the urgency we have to see. And I'm saying, associational life, we are too comfortable in Ghana. Everybody thinks the work is just the politicians and the media. Don't wait for Ablakwa. He's not going to say anything about Galamsey. Don't wait for the NDC. They won't do it. It's not. No. This is a fight we have to fight ourselves. And I'm calling on various associational entities to rise up and come to the party. The first thing you should do, issue a statement. Put your signature on it and send it to a media house. So that even for nothing at all, we have a news block where we can read Galamsey's stories for 1 week. Send us a statement. Take a position. Take a stance. We want you to append signatures to it. This is the way to lead. This is the way to be a citizen. This is the way to do it. So beyond the pointing of fingers and saying, the media, they sit in Accra and they talk. Okay, you are not in Accra. You to do something. This is what we need to do. 8 o'clock, let's bring you to social media trends. We'll do some live mentions. And then we'll see where that will leave us. You're listening to the Citi Breakfast Show. It's a call on what I call associational life. To come to the party. Because Galamsey is war against our future. And our WhatsApp number 054-998-6996. And please don't send me a text message telling me you agree with me. That's not what I want. This morning I don't want to read any text message. I agree. No.
Yeah.
We don't want any text message saying I agree with you. We don't want you to do. What I'm asking you to do is to call your leader and issue a statement and send it to me. Don't send me a text and say, Bernard, you are right. You are fire, more fire. I don't want any. I don't want to. I'm not soliciting any message on WhatsApp. Bernard, you are doing well. More fire. I don't want to hear anything like that. Call your secretary, call your president, and ask him what is our position on Galamsey. What can we do on Galamsey? That's what I want you to do. Don't send me a text message flattering me. Aloski, you are back. Thank you for the fire. I don't want any of that. I don't need it. So please don't send me a text message this morning on this issue. Take action and send me a full statement with a signature. And tell us what you are doing with other like-minded bodies to take a position against it. Let's lead for once. Let's lead for once. That's the point I'm making this morning. Caleb, it's 8 o'clock.
Tech and social media trends is brought to us by First Bank Ghana and Telecel. During the long vacation, this is the exciting thing that has happened from the 15th of July to September 15th. It's not too late. We're still running the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship program. If you have a ward who's 12 or below, you open the Kids First account for them. And if you have a child who is 13 to 17, you open the Me First account for them. Deposit an initial amount of 300 Ghana cedis in the account and apply for the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. Your child or ward will experience an exciting 5-day internship at any of our branches and get to participate in essay writing competition and win attractive cash prizes. To find out more about the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program, please call 0596 921 921. Email firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank Ghana, you first. And let me tell you about the Telecel More Money promo. It's getting exciting. There is over 1.2 million Ghana cedis that's been giving out in the daily and weekly draw. You could also be a winner. Simply opt in for free. Dial star 500 hash or send win to 500 or visit the Telecel Play app. When you reload your mobile using your Telecel cash wallet or you make payments onto your fixed broadband account, you could be a winner. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. Remember, dial star 500 hash or send win to 500. Visit the Telecel Play app to opt in. It's a promo regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. T's and C's apply. Telecel, connecting energies.
So let's get into the segment. Nathan, what's trending this morning?
Well, a number of very, very interesting things. So Esther Smith is trending. Esther Smith is trending together with Obapa Christie or Christiana Love. Over the weekend, we were minding our business and then a debate arose again. Who's got more hits between Esther Smith and Christiana Love? Yeah, she did. The concert was last week.
Okay.
Last week, Friday. So people are, I think it's because of the concert and all the conversations around it, people are asking who's got more hits between Esther Smith and Obapa Christie or Christiana Love. Very, very interesting one there.
So who's winning?
Oh, I there's no poll there, but people are expressing different opinions. Some people say Esther Smith's discography is huge. Some people are saying Christiana Love has got bangers. Anyway, to other things that are trending, the Ghana Premier League returned over the weekend. And so themes from the Ghana Premier League: Hearts of Oak trending, Karela trending, Bechem United trending, Basake Holy Stars. Hearts didn't start well. They lost 1-0 at home to Basake Holy Stars. And so their fans didn't say anything. When the press conference, the post-match press conference was going on, they just entered the place to say one or two things and they left. Hey, phobia. Anyway, so so Basake Holy Stars trending as well.
Basake Holy Stars.
I think it's from the Volta region. I just have to.
Basake Holy Stars. You want to at home. Charlie, when you meet House of God, what will you do? Basake Holy Stars.
Basake Holy Stars. Anyway, so other things that are trending: Black Princesses also trending. They beat New Zealand 3-1 last night in the Under-20 Women's World Cup, but it wasn't enough. It couldn't get them to qualify from the group stage. So that's 7 years, 7 qualifications, no round of 16 progression for the team. And then the names Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Super Bowl all trending. The NFL has announced that this year's Super Bowl halftime show will have Kendrick Lamar on there. So for the rap fans, they are very happy, and it reignites the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Let's do some tech news quickly. And our very good friend Elon Musk, according to Bloomberg's Billionaire Index, is set to become the world's first trillionaire by 2027. Now, he's currently the world's richest person with a net worth of $251 billion, and that's set to increase. According to this one, it says, however, according to Informa Connect Academy's finding, his wealth has been growing at an average rate of about 110% a year.
Basically, he can buy Ghana.
Yeah, providing his wealth continues to grow at the same rate, he could reach the trillionaire mark within the next 3 years. And we all know Elon Musk, X, and all of that, Tesla. SpaceX, Tesla, Starlink, Charlie, all of that.
That was second social media trend. To inform Ghana Water Company of a burst pipe near the Trazaco stretch of the motorway. I suspect this must have been caused by contractors working on the motorway extension project. The gushing of the water is so severe it's flooded the graded area and has started pouring onto the road by the Trazaco estate. Multiple messages coming on this one. In the meantime, are you ready to make every moment count? From the simple pleasures of treating yourself to unforgettable weekend, holiday getaways, or a special surprise for someone you love, you can have the perfect companion. Stanbic cards are there for those fulfilling moments that make you go like, yes. Talk to Stanbic today on 0302 815 789, on social at Stanbic GH. That's Stanbic Bank GH. Or visit stanbicbank.com.gh to learn more. And the new order of retirement is here. You can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. It's that easy. The best part is you get to enjoy salary increase 16% this year. Call Old Mutual 0504 534 333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh or simply dial star 789 star 01 has to request a call. Obrapa Ahuntonkwa. Old Mutual, do great things every day. And are you in the final year of high school? Are you a graduate or student with big dreams of studying abroad? Do you want to further education overseas? IDP Education Ghana is giving you the chance of a lifetime. Transform your educational or academic aspirations and career ambitions with the IDP Study World Expo. Meet with reps from over 50 top universities in Canada, US, Australia, and the UK for free. It's at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel, 12 October 2024, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't miss out on this experience. Tell a friend, tell a parent, to tell a loved one. Register for the IDP Study World Expo for free and unlock your future path today. Call 059-601-2360 or register at www.idp.com. By the way, what is Anuma Koliwa? Anuma Koliwa. Anuma Koliwa.
Oh my God.
What is Anuma Koliwa? I don't know.
I have no idea as well, Bernard, but if you're tired of paying exorbitant electricity bills, you should consider investing in a top-tier solar solution from Ghana's leading solar company, Translight Solar Limited, at highly competitive prices. With Translight Solar Systems, you can reduce your electricity costs and escape doom so permanently. Install a system from Translight Solar and enjoy uninterrupted power supply. Visit us at 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, between ARS and the American House. You can also visit our website, www.translightsolar.com. Call us 050-424-9229 or 0206-542-454 for early bird deals. Everywhere there is sunlight, there is Translight. Now, did you know that your energy-giving, great-tasting Lucozade has a new look? So whether you're out and about, in the office, in school, anywhere you are, look out for the now sleeker, slimmer Lucozade Original 330 ml can with the same energy that you've known for years. Lucozade, restore your energy. This advert is FDA approved.
Now, your living room deserves class, warmth, and memory for your family and friends who visit. So if you go to Ashfoam, they have a wide range of sofas and couches to fit in every corner and space of your living room or balcony. Call them on 0243 200 729 or visit any of their showrooms in all the big malls. Be an Ashfoamer now. Ashfoam, feel it, know it. Zenith Bank is calling all customers, partners, friends, and the general public because the much anticipated Zenith Health Walk is here. Mark your calendars and make your way to Zenith Bank's head office, Zenith Heights, at 6 a.m. sharp on the 21st of September for the Zenith Health Walk. You can't afford to miss this epic event. Call 0307 086 370. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Bellpack paper tissues are the very best on the market. They offer you the softness and strength you need for every occasion. Make the switch today and enjoy the ideal paper tissue with Bell Pack. Bell Pack, just wipe it. Call 055-11-444-00 for bulk distribution. Bell Pack tissues are another quality product from Belacqua.
So tell me, where are you headed? Are you going shopping at the mall, or you're buying fuel for your car? Are you enjoying your favorite meal at a restaurant, or you're getting home essentials at your favorite shop, or you're shopping online for the things you need? Wherever you go, whatever you're doing, do it with the SG Visa card. The SG Visa card is your best option to make payments for goods, services online, or anywhere with a point of sale machine. Enjoy a world of amazing opportunities available with the SG Visa card. Go about your business anywhere in Ghana with the comforts and security of your money available to you. Always make your life easy. Use your SG Ghana Visa card today. Find out more. Call 0302-214-314. SG Ghana, the future is you. Now imagine launching your career, starting your own business, or embarking on advanced studies within 6 months of graduation. At Ashesi, that's nearly every graduate's reality. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and they're leading successful careers. So regardless of what you choose to study, an Ashesi education gives you a strong foundation for life. Visit ashesi.edu.gh to learn more about the Ashesi Advantage. Remember, admission is ongoing.
I'm going to read a few of them shortly. Before I do that, are you ready for up to 30% discount? From 26th August to 21st September, Samsung is going all out in the Samsung Blue Tag sale. Everything with a blue tag gets a reduced price tag, from the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra all the way to the A05. A05. Nothing is off limits. Visit any Samsung shop nationwide. Terms and conditions apply. And the Upstream Petroleum Industries Annual Local Content Conference and Exhibition is happening at Takrady. That's 2nd to 4th October. Join over 1,000 participants and 50 decision makers, industry players and experts from over 10 countries at the 2024 Local Content Conference and Exhibition. It's on the theme Attracting E&P Investment to Boost Local Investment or Local Content, New Pathways. For more information, call 024-6470-974 or email judith.blay@petrocom.gov.gh. You can also go to our website, GhanaLCCE.com, or follow our social media handles at Petroleum Commission Ghana for more information. All right, so let me read what my Eastern Regional correspondent sent to me this morning as you listen.
And then I'll read a few things.
Yeah, I'll read a message a friend of mine in the Catholic Church sent to me.
Okay.
Then Caleb will tell us what the Presbyterian youth are doing.
Right.
Then I will play two preachers over the weekend and what they said about Galamsey. So we have a lot of things to report. Now, Ni Amate Kanaku, who's been doing amazing reporting on Galamsey, I'm sure if you ask him to give you 4 hours content on Galamsey, he could give you 40.
Easily.
He says, Bernard, good morning. As we speak, the Bunso and Osino water treatment plants of the Ghana Water Company in the Fantiakwa South District of the Eastern Region are both operating just 4 out of 24 hours that they are supposed to work to produce water for residents. On Friday, September 6th, they both recorded turbidity of 10,000 NTU, an astronomical level from the 500 NTU which the plants are supposed to operate with. So they've moved from 500 to 1,000 to 2,000 to 10,000. So the 10,000 is really off the charts. The situation, they say, is now out of hand as the River Birim has been completely lost to Galamsey. A whole river completely lost to Galamsey. The Birim River is gone, and now the illegal miners are mining in the Densu River at Potrasi, close to Chebi. So the Densu is what feeds the treatment plant here in
Wager.
Yes, please. So Birim is gone. Indeed, 8 of Ghana's river basins, apart from the Volta, are all either highly polluted or very, very polluted. All right, so that's Ni Amate. Let me read this again for those who just tuned in. So it says, as we speak, the Bunso and Osino treatment plants are operating 4 out of 24 hours. So that's 1/6 of their capacity. they are recording turbidity of over 2,000%, because basically 10,000 NTU is the level they're operating, where 500 is what they're supposed to operate, right? The situation is now out of hand as the River Birim has been completely lost to Galamsey. The River Birim is gone, and now the miners are mining in the Denso River at Port Tracy, close to Chebi, which incidentally is the hometown of the president. Just saying. All right, now let me read the other one.
I see no people say they were born to do Galamsey. That is what they say.
Well, we have allowed that. They can say what they want. They can't. We are not in a jungle. We are in a country run by laws.
I'm just telling you.
So they can say anything they want.
So I want you to understand the link. The people say they were born to do Galamsey.
Yeah, but you can do it in a way that doesn't destroy your river bodies. Now let me read the other one I got this morning, which I thought you would like.
Tell me. I like good news this morning.
I'm not sure it's really good. Well, let me just read it. The guy, where is this? Okay, good. He says, Bernard, the church in Latin America made an impact. The church in Ghana and the leadership of the CBC can do same. Catholic Bishops' Conference says, historically, the Catholic Church in Latin America has supported conservative interests. It legitimized Spanish colonial rule and sided with traditionalist elites following Latin America's independence. However, beginning in the mid-20th century, some within the church engaged with social causes, and a new progressive theology inspired many priests and bishops to advocate politically on behalf of the poor. The resultant movement helped topple dictatorships, facilitated transitions to democracy, and developed as a result of three factors. First, liberation theology emboldened clergy to support the political causes of the poor and created an ideological frame encouraging Catholic laity to organize for social change. Furthermore, competition from new Protestant religions provided Catholic leadership with an incentive to support secular political movements and created an opportunity for political engagement through the Catholic Church. Finally, decentralization within the church encouraged Catholic adherents to engage and develop organizational capacities at the grassroots. Taken together, scholarly explanations emphasizing framing, opportunity, and resource mobilization create a compelling account of the development of progressive Catholic activism. Then he sends me a link to Catholic Trends, which is I think it's a local portal. It says, time to be defenders of justice, faith. Sinesa urges Catholic MPs, faithful and bishops to act against Galamsey crisis. This story is 6th September. The Ghana chapter of the Catholic Youth Network for Environmental Sustainability in Africa, Sinesa, has expressed profound outrage at the Ghanaian government inaction regarding the illegal mining crisis destroying the country. According to the Catholic youth groups, the environmental and social catastrophe condemned by Pope Francis in his encyclical Laudato Si continues to ravage ecosystems and exploit vulnerable communities with alarming impunity, while many watch unconcerned. In a press statement issued on September the 6th, 2024, Sinesa called on key stakeholders to step up their efforts in combating the urgent crisis. Quote, we urgently call on Catholic members of Parliament to speak out and take decisive action now, the statement said. The group is also demanding action from the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference, urging them to mobilize Catholics across the nation, together with well-meaning Ghanaians, to demand immediate and concrete steps to end Galamsey through peaceful protests. So they are calling for peaceful protests by Catholics. They also called on the faithful, including the Knights and Ladies of the Marshal. You know them very well. Yeah, there's one in your house. St. John's International and the Ladies Auxiliary, to become true defenders of justice and faith, emphasizing their role in advocating for change and fighting against this environmental disaster. The statement issued by the country director and coordinator for West Africa, Francisca Dometieru Ziniel, criticizes the current silence from political, religious, and traditional leaders, declaring it both deafening and unacceptable. Every day, our young people suffer as a result of the neglect and failure of those in power, the statement added. Sinesa's call comes after the Ghana Medical Association and several other health unions and associations urged President Nana Akufo-Addo to immediately ban all small-scale mining operations, whether legal or illegal. This is in response to the increasing destruction of the country's forest reserves and water bodies, along with serious public health and environmental threats posed by individuals and organizations involved in illegal mining, also known as galamsey. The issue of galamsey has become a national public disaster, leading to the destruction of water bodies and farmlands. Successive governments have failed to deal with the madness. And this is still the Catholic story. This is the Catholic trends. It says, when the president assumed the reins of governance in 2017, he served notice that he was prepared to put his presidency on the line in his avowed quest to fight illegal mining. With this statement and a charge to deal with galamsey, the government implemented a flurry of activities to deal with the menace. Among them was the passage of the Mining's Amendment Act, which imposed a strict sentencing regime for offenders of galamsey, and a Section 19 of the Act, a Ghanaian engaged in illegal mining, long story. It goes on to then say the government also established the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, came up with Operation Vanguard, a security task force to deal with the menace. However, 7 years down the line, it seems the plans by government have failed to achieve the desired effect, with galamsey activities on the rise. There have been accusations of corruption in the fight and politically exposed persons being involved in galamsey activities, with many civil society organizations accusing the government of failing to deal with the menace. With about 3 months to the general elections, the issue of galamsey has become a political talking point and a campaign issue, with the two major parties engaging in their usual blame game. However, while this political spectacle continues, the country continues to suffer the brunt of the effect of galamsey. Then it says, recently, the Ghana Cocoa Board attributed galamsey as to be part of the reasons for low crop yields for cocoa, how the Ghana Water Company also made public how the destruction of water bodies as a result of galamsey was making it difficult for them to supply water to the public. Illegal mining activities known as galamsey has eaten into the Konongo and Odaso treatment plants, the company said. The Sinesa statement is then fully published below by Catholic Trends. This is beautiful. I'm going to forward it to Wilson, the statement, to also publish it on Channel 1 News and on City News as well. So Sinesa, well done. Now, before I come to the Presbyterian Church and what they're also doing, I need to pay my bills. Nathan, today I'll play your pastor's. You know, Nathan has two pastors. The pastor he goes to church to listen to, and the pastor he listens to online. I'll play both of them. The one you go and listen to on Sunday, and the one you listen to online. Yeah, I'll play both today. I'll play both today.
Oh man! Oh no!
In Nathan, the preaching as entertainment.
But I said, make no talk. Thank you.
Something must move you to listen to the word.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people don't know that.
I like
part of Nathan Kwau's pastime.
Yes,
is listening to
the nation's prophet.
No, you see,
Opambo is a legend.
No, but you see, we will not allow slander on the name of the nation's prophet. No way.
But you need to encourage him to deal with galamsey, because knowing the nation's prophet's eloquence, when he takes galamsey, he can even sing a song.
I need to go online and check the sermon he preached this Sunday. After the show, we need to go.
He's been on a poll for saying that God goes to bed. That's the most recent thing.
So which means he has to talk about galamsey.
But you know what I like about nation's prophet? He can be preaching now, then he'll start singing.
It is not well. It is not well with my soul.
So I better call and tell and say we need him on galamsey.
Yeah, he has to speak. Anyway, look, talking about galamsey and all of that, the Citizens iMobile app is here. If you are aware of any wrongdoing or irregularities in any public institution, this is the medium for you. Download the app from the App Store or Play Store. You can access the app on your browser, audit.gov.gh, and use that to report. What are you reporting? Mismanagement, abuse of government property, fraud, wastage, all of that. Citizens, I speak up. Your silence may hurt us all. Now, as the city of Accra gets filled with many property developments, where you live matters, especially where you want to live your best life. Lakeside Estates exclusive retirement home is tailored to help you find the perfect sanctuary to enjoy your golden years to the fullest. They've got 2, 3, and 4 bedroom homes developed in a serene environment. They're giving you a sports complex, pharmacy, shopping mall, children's play area, clubhouse, and the biggest water park in Ghana. Remember, they are the CIMG Real Estate Company of the Year, and they want to journey with you to secure a retirement lifetime home of comfort. Visit lakesideestate.com to find out more, or call 050-141-8622, or like I said, go to their website, lakesideestate.com. Lakeside Estate, quality homes for all. Lakeside Hills, live your best life.
All right, so far we have spoken about what the Catholic Youth in Environmental Sustainability, so they are called the Catholic Youth Network Environmental Sustainability. They have sent out a very nice statement, which I have read. Now, Caleb, you said the Presbyterian Youth were also doing something.
Yeah, so this is the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Department of Church Life and Nurture, Young People's Guild.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
YPG.
Yes, YPG. There's an artwork out there that says YPG goes red on Galamsey, September 15, 2024, to be observed in all congregations. Hashtag Stop Galamsey. Now, here's a message. Forwarded message. Attention all guilders. Next Sunday, 15 September 2024, has been designated as Red Sunday. We encourage all YPG members to wear red to church as a powerful symbol of our united stand against the destructive impact of Galamsey. This symbolic gesture will be observed across all congregations, voicing out our collective commitment to raising awareness and expressing disapproval to the environmental and community damage caused by illegal mining. Let's prepare to make a strong statement and advocate for a brighter future. All branch presidents, district presidents, and superintendents are to make a statement and post on social media with the following hashtags: hashtag Stop Galamsey Now, hashtag PCG Youth Against Galamsey, hashtag Presby Youth Demo. We are encouraged to share pictures and videos with the same hashtags. And then there is another one I'm seeing here. Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Department of Church Life and Nurture, Young People's Guild presents Ecological Campaign. And this is tomorrow, Tuesday, 10th September 2024, 9 a.m. Okay, this is the Winchi district, actually. So West Achim Presbytery is embarking on this. And interestingly, they are doing this. Their partners are Presbyterian Relief Services and Development, as well as Arocha Ghana.
Wonderful. So they are linking up with civil society groups. So we've seen the Catholic Youth Network in Sustainable Environmental something. It's a long name. But they are CINESA for short. And they are urging Catholic MPs. This is the other point, right? It would be nice to know the faith of our MPs. How many of them are Catholic faith? How many of them are Presbyterian? How many of them are Anglican? How many of them are Pentecostal, Charismatic? How many of them are traditional Muslim? How many of them are Mahadi Muslim? All these religious organizations frown on Galamsey. All right? And I feel like if there's going to be hope to save Ghana from bad governance, these bodies have to take a decisive role. Now, let me take you to church. Prophet Kofi Odro spoke on many things over the weekend. His preaching is quite animated a lot of times with some very interesting references. But this weekend, there's an excerpt he did on Galamsey. Of course, it's not as if that's the whole gospel on Galamsey, but I just want to play that and that of Bishop Charles Nasari as examples of what we expect church leaders, religious leaders, associational leaders to do with the platforms they have on a serious national crisis. So here's an excerpt of Prophet Kofi Odro.
Look at the way we have destroyed this nation with Galamsey. Show me pictures. Show me pictures of Galamsey. This is irresponsibility. This is irresponsibility. This is irresponsibility. You are here saying, God bless our homeland Ghana. Do you think if I am a Galamseya, I will be standing here this morning? Me too, Galamseya. Do you think the people doing this nonsense have people who are in authority powering them? One pump action gun is 40,000 Ghana cedis. So who buys pump action guns and give to these people who are able to face the police and the soldiers? They can face them because they have been empowered by people in authority. They have eaten their cake and they are still looking for it. Wicked leaders will be judged. Now Ghana Medical Association is telling the Republic of Ghana that stop every act, whether it's Galamsey or small scale mining, whatever, stop it immediately. Because now we are having children with 2 heads, children with only 3 fingers, If it comes more, 17 fingers. We are having birth deformations from the chemicals of this menace. And we have a president of this country. We have a cabinet of this country. We have a parliament of this country who looks on irresponsibly. You know, at least we have a chief in this country who is trying, can these two people. You are Galamsey. Your Majesty, or say to the second, at least you are trying. That trying should be the leadership of this nation. Look at the way the church is quiet about this menace. This menace. Your members are going to be dying of kidney failures and leukemia and all kinds of cancers from this. This Galamsey, show me pictures, please. This Galamsey thing is not going to be a joke. I mean, when are we going to fix this? America. Now, do you see America doing this? Do you see even South Africa, who does a lot of mining? I have been to many mining sites in South Africa. You will clap. Greedy people. Money over everybody's life. Ask Pastor Dr. Ibrahim, seated here. 16 years. I met a woman at the pharmacy, the other day. Said, Prophet, pray for my daughter. I said, where is your daughter? She said, she's in the car. I went to the car. I saw a beautiful young girl, but very sick and weak. I said, how old is your daughter? The woman says 16 years old. And I said, what is wrong with your daughter? Kidney failure, stage 5. Kidney failure, stage 5. We have all kinds of leaders here. So when your prophets, some of them wants to talk, God has revealed to me who will win this election. You are very irresponsible. We don't care about this election. We care about sensible people who wants to do sensible things. We don't care who
very vulnerable to the impact of Galamsey and the use of the toxic chemicals in the mining processes leads posing severe health risks, not only to the miners. Now, as I studied, I found out that now they are proving that a lot of the people who do the Galamsey, with time they start having neurological problems, and this has been proven by United Nations Environmental Protection Agency in their 2021 report. They are beginning to have neurological challenges. They are having respiratory problems, breathing problems. They are beginning to have kidney damage, and it is beginning to affect the surrounding communities. The Galamsey is creating water pollution, affecting aquatic life and the health of communities that rely on these water sources. The contamination of our water bodies is posing a significant risk to public health. Look at the water this village is drinking. And this used to be clear water. This used to be clean water. And they are drinking this water. The contamination of the water bodies poses significant risks to public health, as many communities depend on these sources for drinking water. And one of the videos I saw that broke my heart is that because of the Galamsey, our fishes are even dying. Can you give me the fish video? Because of Galamsey, the fishes are dying. So the fishes are dying. And the guys, they are fetching the water from the river and redirecting it somewhere. So the fishes are choking. They can't swim anymore. And if you talk about it, they say you are being political. I'm not being political. There's no politics in this. This is our nation. There's nowhere we can go. Tell somebody there's nowhere we can go. September 7th, Erastus of My Joy Online put something on video. And he showed many babies who are being born in the Galamsey areas with deformities. The babies are now coming out with extra limbs. Instead of coming with 2 hands, they are coming with 3 hands. Instead of coming with 2 legs, they are coming with 3 legs. Instead of coming with 5 fingers, they are coming with 7 and 8 fingers. That is what Galamsey is doing to us. They are beginning to have children with malformed heads. Their heads are malformed. Some their heads are like goats. Some their heads are like monkeys. Some their heads are like all kinds of things are happening because of Galamsey. There are children being born now. They don't have any genitalia. They don't have vagina. They don't have penis. They don't have any of it. That place, there's nothing because of Galamsey. Because of Galamsey. And some of the children being born in the Galamsey areas are having developmental issues. They can't even grow again. Some of them can't grow again. And some babies, when they are born, they don't even survive anymore because of Galamsey. In Hosea chapter 4, Hosea chapter 4 from verse 1 to 3, God says, and I summarize it, He says there is no faithfulness, no love, no acknowledgement of God in the land. Because of this, the land is mourning, and all who live in it waste away. There's no faithfulness. We are not faithful. When you speak like I'm speaking, immediately you are branded. Because somebody was not happy. But beloved, we can't all shut up. Tell somebody we can't all shut up. Our land is mourning. Our land is mourning due to the destructive practices of Galamsey. And we must take heed of this warning. When we neglect our responsibility, not only does the land suffer, but we all suffer. As parents and elderly people, what kind of land are we bequeathing to our children? What kind of land? What kind of nation are we bequeathing to them? A nation that is destroyed, its water bodies are destroyed. We used to be the largest exporter of cocoa. I read a report that said that they are beginning to question the cocoa that comes from here. China never used to produce cocoa. I have videos to show China growing cocoa now. In China, not in Ghana, they are growing cocoa. And I'm going to show you how their waters look like. Can you give me the water? Can you give me the water in Russia and Canada? The Yukon River in Canada. Okay, this is the Lena River in Russia. You see how clean it is? See how beautiful it is? And ours. And they said this river has more gold and mineral resources than any river in Ghana. But you see, they are not mining it. Because, and I said the reason why. They said because of leadership and because of the love for the country, they won't mine it. Our politicians love the money more than the people. Our chiefs, some of our chiefs, and some of our politicians, they love the money more than the people. Can you show me the Yukon River in Canada? They said the Yukon River in Canada is one of the greatest mineral deposits in the world. Can you put it on the screen for me? This is the Yukon River in Canada. It has gold, all kinds of things. They said they won't mine it because it will destroy their environment. We don't care. We are destroying our environment. Our children yet unborn will not even have water to drink.
bodies to join the fight to take a stance. On Wednesday, the 11th of this month, the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining will be holding a very important press conference, and we urge media houses to take particular interest in that, because that coalition has been articulating the views of the various media houses on the Galamsey fight for many, many years. We've been doing this since 2017, if not earlier. Probably earlier. Couple of things to watch out for this morning. The Ghana Bar Association is holding their national event in Kumasi. We'll be bringing you some highlights of that on radio from 9:30 and also on television. Now, the president will be there. The Otumfo will also be there.
Right.
And we are urging lawyers to to make sure that Galamsey becomes a big topic there. You know, the justice delivery system is a very key part of the Galamsey fight, where cases of Galamsey, when they are sent to court, sometimes the government is, or the people who are accused, the cases take too long to be dealt with, and sometimes people are treated with kids' gloves. So the justice delivery system has a very big role to play in the Galamsey fight. So the number of people who will be at this program, the CJ will be there, Otumfo will be there, the president will be there, the AG will be there, and the GBA president will be there. Now, we are paying close attention to that event. We'll be bringing you live coverage of parts of that from the Ashanti region from around 9:30 in the morning. The other thing happening today, most of the big parties and the other parties are filing their nomination, and we'll bring you a special program on that at 1 o'clock on radio and television. We're bringing you coverage of, I think, the MPP and the NDC flag bearers are filing at some point in the day. We'll be bringing you coverage of those as well.
So both TV and radio?
I believe so. Channel 1 television, Citi FM radio. But are you a customer of Enterprise? If not, then this is the best time to join the Enterprise family, because guess what? Enterprise is excited to roll out their new loyalty program, Enterprise Advantage Points. Now, Enterprise customers can rack up points and score awesome rewards just by making purchases, renewing policies, and more, all through their self-service portal or the Enterprise Advantage app. Just log into your account, access Advantage Points, and start earning points for a reward like airtime, Momo, and more. You can also visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Join the Enterprise family now and buy a policy today to enjoy this exclusive offer. Enterprise, your advantage.
Now, if you are thinking of going to school, Heritage Christian University College is here for you. They have a strong emphasis on entrepreneurship, technology, and practical learning with professional certification. They have a wide range of undergrad programs. They have some master's programs as well. Find them at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. Call them on 0547 777 731 or visit their website hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian University College educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Diamond Cement is here. So for all the homeowners, block makers, and the people in the construction space, try their 42.5 R grade cement. You like it because it's the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. If you want something more affordable, they've got the 32.5 R grade, and that's great value for your pocket. Call them on 0202021175 and find them all over the country in Aplao, Takrady, and Buipeg. Diamond Cement still hard as a diamond. CFAO Mobility is Ghana's premier one-stop shop for all your mobility needs. As the exclusive distributor of world-renowned brands like Mercedes-Benz, Mitsubishi, and Suzuki, we've been meeting Ghana's automotive needs with 115 years of unmatched expertise. So if you want a great car, speak to CFAO Mobility on 0302742100 today and drive away with much more than just a vehicle.
Now picture this, you're lying in bed after a long day seeking comfort and relaxation. Instead, you're met with a mattress that sags beneath you. It's a reminder of shortcuts and compromises. Your comfort and well-being should never have been compromised. That's why we at Latex Foam prioritize quality above all else. So step into our showrooms and experience the difference for yourself. Our high-quality mattresses and furniture are crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. Invest in your well-being. Choose Latex Foam. Otherwise, you do yourself. Latex Foam, your your partner for life. Visit us today and sleep better tonight. Call us on 0302 231 155 or 0302 008499, or visit us online at www.latexfilmghana.com. And there is a new chocolate beverage out there on the market from the producers of Cowbell. I'm talking about Twitsco. It's a chocolate food drink with a blend of premium cocoa powder enriched with NF4. It's available in 20g. Can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 1.80, 1 CD, 80 pesos. That's what I mean. Start your day with a cup of great tasting Twitsco and power your dream. It's an advert that's FDA approved.
All right, so gentlemen, a listener has sent me what he copied to his boss today, and I thought that was quite interesting. Says, "Good morning, General Secretary.
Yes.
Following a call on Citi FM on the fight against Galamsey, I'm sending you this message to find out what is the position of PSWU. As a member, we would want to know our stance on this menace destroying our future. We want our leadership to take a stance on our behalf and issue a statement to government to take this fight seriously and stop Galamsey now." He says, "Bernard, then there's okay. He said, "Bernard, I've done what you asked me to do." And he says, "Thank you, my brother. I appreciate what you've sent. I will get to the office in a few minutes and brief you what we have done as part of the TUC. The PSW is obviously against what is going on because that is okay. I don't understand what because that is you, our members' position. My candid view is not for a statement but action. Let's talk." So at least we are seeing something happen. So basically saying they and TUC are going to do something, but he sent a message to the General Secretary. And I'm urging more people to do this, all right, so that we can have enough momentum in the fight. Now, you heard me play Prophet Kofi Odro or Reverend Kofi Odro and then Bishop Ajinasari this morning. Interestingly, both of them used pictures,
yes, of course. Well, sometimes you see
pictures and video.
The visuals are an effective means of letting people know what is going on. You know, for a lot of people, they hear it and they're like, they're like, "Oh, it's far away." But when they show you the water, right? And 3 or 4 years ago, if people had understood these connections, when Ghana Water Company Limited was complaining and others were complaining, perhaps they would have had a lot more support.
Yeah.
You understand? But when they started saying that, hey, we don't, now they started rationing water.
Yep.
Now somebody is doing the mining in some hole somewhere. You are sitting in your mansion and you don't have water. You know, so some of these things, whether you like it or not, you cannot run away. You know, from them. And I'm going to do something, Bernard. There's a work that was done by Solomon Owusu, PhD, mining consultant.
All right. When was
and
this?
Last year.
Okay.
With the exception of the Greater Accra and Volta region, artisanal small-scale mining happens everywhere.
With the exception of Greater Accra
and Volta.
Wow. This is the old Volta.
Yes. So Ashanti region, Obuasi.
Okay.
Adansia Krokeri, Adansia Krofum, Amansie, Manson Kwanta, Manso Dubia, Agro Yesum, Asasi Bontefufum, Tobroso, Dia Usu, Ediani Nyede, Jimeso, Mampeshi, Patakru, Fomena, Western region, Takwa, Pristia, Bogoso, Asenkregwa, Wasa Kropon, Wasa Japa, Mpoho, Damai, Nkrofo, Teleku Bukazo, Aria, Axim, Ewereko, Daboase, Etieku Achempem. These are some Western North, Alwyn, Bibieni, Enchi, or Enchi, Seshi Bekwai, Seshi also, Seshi Contombra, Swiamai, some of them.
Swaman.
Swiamai.
Thank you.
I am speaking G.
Eastern.
Adeso, Akwetia, Enyinem, Achim Esunafo, Akwabuaso, Akrofo, Arenari.
Arenari. That's Arenari.
Arenari. Okay. Kwabin.
Chebi. Osino is coming.
Osino. Oh, how did you know?
Yeah.
He knows that area.
Oda. Ofwasia
Yurebi. Okay.
Osino. New and Brave.
Yeah.
In Katiesu.
These are places around the Birim River. In Katiesu.
Central. Dunkwa. Ayamfuri. Asina Samai. Asimfosu. Etc. Ahafu. Doya Nkwanta. Kenya Ase. Intotroso. Yamfo. Etc. Bono. Doma. Chiremesu. Wemfie. Etc. Bunu East, Donkoro Nkwanta or Donkoro Nkwanta, Kintampo, Nkranza, Savannah, Banada Nkwanta.
Okay.
This is Banada
Nkwanta, not Bandan Nkwanta.
Then the famous dollar power.
Yeah.
I'm a Dumomi.
Dollar power is in Savannah.
Savannah, yes. In Tereso, etc. Upper West, Laura, Cheripong, Tanchara, Sisala East, others. Upper East, Talensi, Bolga, others. Northeast region, Nanguma, Mamprugu, others.
My God.
Northern region, Bole, Bamboy, Dakupe, Tinga.
By the way, Bole is in Savannah now.
Yes.
But yeah.
At the time this was done.
Yes.
Dakupe, Tinga, others. Then Oti.
Oh, even Oti.
Raura.
Because that will enter the Volta.
That's alluvial. So
Rara.
Yes.
So the only two regions
that don't get mentioned
is Volta
and Greater Accra.
This is serious.
So we have a national problem. As national a problem as you can get. Galamsey mining is in most parts of Ghana than most political parties outside of the NPP NDC. If Galamsey were to want to be on the ballot for the election, they will get there ahead of most of the candidates because they have a national presence. If that, which is one of the biggest requirements, Galamsey will fulfill it. So nobody can run away from this. Now, some of these areas, most of these areas that we've mentioned, are also the areas where our food comes from. All kinds of things happen in these areas.
There's an overlap between some of the crops
and the mining
at the same time.
So we've had a dip in food production. Food prices in some of these areas have gone up because now they have to bring the food from other towns. Right? We'll go and look at, we haven't broken down the school dropout rate yet. But I hazard a guess and say in most of these areas, you'll find that children are no longer going to school. If we look at the numbers of people who are in farming and people who are dropping out, you would realize that more people are leaving farming than are entering farming. Adentia, because they can do galamsey all year round. They can only grow crops 3 times a year. They can make money. The attraction is greater. Has the state been able to deal with this? The state says they've done all kinds of things. Has it been enough? Obviously, no. Which is why we are getting our pulpits now. Which is why we are getting our masalachis and all those other places. Which is why we are getting all the associations, as Bernard mentioned this morning, involved. With one voice, that we want action. And that is key. We don't want talk. Wednesday, they are going to talk plenty somewhere. It will cost us a lot of money. The Wednesday talk, they are going to talk. A lot has been said. You know, mentioned the House of Chiefs. I was going to be critical of the House of Chiefs this morning. Then I did my homework.
Because I was saying to you that
they've done a lot of work.
The chiefs are filling the vacuum that the political leaders have created.
Yes.
You know, can you tell me some of the things they've done?
Well, they've been... I decided to just check something, and December 2023, Ghana will soon import cocoa and water. This is from the National House of Chiefs.
Okay.
26 January 2024, National House of Chiefs charged government to vigorously fight galamsey.
January.
March 2024, House of Chiefs takes firm stand against galamsey. In fact, Let me read this for you. They issued a communique on the 6th of February.
All right.
We, the members of the National House of Chiefs, hereinafter referred to as Nananum, held a dialogue meeting with the EPA and its related agencies on Thursday, 25th January 2024, on illegal mining activities, and hereby issuing the following communique. 1. That members of the House resolve to select Seshi Arianso traditional area in the Western North region and is it Jira or Gwira traditional area in the Western region to be used as a case study to roll out the decisions arrived at during the meeting in respect of environmental degradation arising out of illegal mining. 2. Now the members further resolved that there should be the adoption of the concept of naming and shaming of MMDAs and traditional areas on illegal mining. It's called the Akobin principle.
Wow.
3. That members decided that the proposed amendment to the EPA Act should strengthen the power of the National House of Chiefs in the relevant laws. Additionally, traditional authorities must be made members on boards of their respective regulatory institutions.
Wow.
4. That members further resolved that the proposed amendment in the EPA Act should empower Nananum to form a task force to enable them fight illegal mining menace effectively. 5. That members proposed that there must be an establishment of a special court to prosecute offenders of illegal mining and logging expeditiously.
Wow.
6. That members finally proposed up to the end of March 2024 to have engagement with political parties on the inclusion of the eradication of all illegal mining activities in their various manifestos, signed by Oji Ahohoya Ojebi, the second president, and Anthony Yeboah Tebiri, who is the registrar.
This is quite profound. So
yes.
the list, can you forward this to me?
Yes, I will.
6 or 7?
Yes, 6 points. My follow-up would be what has happened.
Okay.
To this, because this was in February. We are in September. Some of these things are supposed to have been done by now. So we will do a follow-up, Caleb and Co, to check whether, again, this was a lot of talk, but at least consistently, it looks like the National House of Chiefs have spoken about this and have shown their willingness that if you give us the power, we will do more. At the moment, we don't have the power. Although we have also seen some chiefs like the Asante Hene, like the paramount chief of the Tishuria So area, a couple of others, speak up and also act, because they might have the power to destool, as paramount. So they have been destooling. Notuba has been destooling left, right, center. If it catches you, okay. So they want to do a bit more in that.
I like the details of what they proposed, including the naming and shaming. If you can elaborate on that. They want to name and shame DCEs?
MMDAs and traditional areas.
So I think the point you made about the number of people in Galamsey and whether they will even feel ashamed. So maybe have we gotten to a point where the acceptance of it is more than the people who say they dislike it?
I was getting to that because, one, it's life or death for people. Galamsey is not safe, first of all. For somebody to be willing to risk his or her life to enter a pit and do this thing, to play with the chemicals that they play with in the manner that they play with, for those people who are quitting some of the jobs that they have, because as I explained last week, the chain in Galamsey is not just the people in the pits. They employ vendors, they employ bookkeepers, because somebody must take account of what is happening. So they employ professionals to a certain level. Okay. And you look at just the sheer value once they are able to get this. For a lot of people, it's daily bread. There is no shame in finding daily bread. Because people are hungry. They will tell you that we must eat. Although there is greed in addition. But as to where the greed comes at the next level. Which is where we have been able to.
Is it all forms of small-scale mining that is responsible for what we're talking about? Because, a lot of the small-scale mining that happens in pits does not necessarily lead to the level of destruction that the one that happens with Chamfans
yes
on water bodies
yes
does.
yes
So do we need to separate, because you mentioned 14 regions. I can
who are doing ASM?
Yes, I can bet that if you disaggregate that to the types of galamsey done, some of the places you mentioned may be engaged in pit galamsey mining,
Yes.
and not the Chamfan alluvial type, which is the main issue. Which is why during our campaign on galamsey, we said the government must categorize the galamsey properly. Because the categorization is, you see, when you mix the whole thing, it makes the problem too big. If you say, and I'm not saying they can stop all small scale mining and then delineate carefully the various kinds.
Yes.
So for example, why are you importing chamfangs into Ghana where chamfangs have no other use but galamsey? Do you follow me?
Now they make them here.
Why are you not having task forces man our water bodies when the river body is the main place where the effect of the galamsey is going to be felt?
Yes.
As against saying in communities where people go and do the leftover of what the mining companies do, in a certain regulated way, that can be allowed. All right. So if we just mention galamsey as a broad subject without going to the details of what is being specifically done, as a short term, I agree, you can stop all of that as a short term. Nobody's going to die. And then you say, these are the categories of mining that are being done, that we have to then specifically say some are allowed, some are banned.
Bernard, in normal times, you would have made a fantastic point. But we understand that even when you decide to do the categorization, as you have beautifully outlined, people will take disadvantage. We have protected forest reserves, supposed to be one of the most difficult avenues to get a license to mine. What is happening?
That's the point. That's not galamsey necessarily.
That
is mining that government agencies are awarding to companies.
No, but that's the point I'm making to you. But those are also leading to this, because we are losing forest reserves. Even just there are people who don't have prospecting licenses who are mining.
So what I'm trying to say is that you see, maybe I'm nitpicking. I agree with you that there has to be a temporary ban on everything. That I agree with you. What I'm saying is that going forward, we must delineate properly what is happening, because some of the things we are seeing are large companies getting prospecting licenses in forest reserves and mining. And then we capture all of that under galamsey. And then we use the pushback of communities to say that too can't stop. Nobody in the community is going to fight because a big company's license for prospecting has been taken away from it. So what I'm trying to say is that it serves the interest of those involved in this illegality to have all of us say all galamsey. So I'm saying that beyond the ban over whatever period they're going to ban it, maybe between now and elections, there has to be, because some of the things happening is a company with directors goes for a prospecting license in a forest reserve, and the responsible agency, the Forestry Commission, gives it that license to go and do that kind of thing with the acquiescence of the Minerals Commission. That cannot be considered to be survival of a community member. That is corporate greed masquerading as galamsey, all involved in mining.
But who will they employ? They will employ members of the community to go and work there,
or bring people from another community.
Whichever way, they will find impoverished persons that they will take away from farming, who they will take away from trading, kids that they take from schools. So my point is this: for now, I'm saying under normal circumstances, your point is well, but I think that there is just so much of an infection of our system that everybody must suffer.
So ban all,
everybody must suffer.
What you need to say. You can say stop all mining temporarily.
Let's get there. Don't look beyond that.
Yes.
Look at let's just win the battle of let's stop. You see? Because as soon as you start,
stop all mining.
Let's stop it.
So this includes the large companies too.
Yes. You see?
So stop all mining in Ghana for a period.
Let's stop it.
They said they will lose revenue. That's what.
No, don't worry.
You lose your revenue.
The revenue versus your life.
Your life, which one you want?
That's their posture.
I thought the president said we can bring people back to life.
They can bring the economy back to life.
But can't bring.
So which one? So Caleb, let's take. So I think let's stop all mining.
Yeah.
And then let's take stock of where we
are.
Yeah. then decide on who to allow to mine going forward. So anybody involved in any mining is considered an illegality. The question though is, what will it take to lead to that action you've asked for?
Now, I'm getting to that point. This is where we need a better interaction between our laws. Now, here's the thing, Bernard. Since 1992, I count over 30 laws on mining, including the latest one that came in 2019. The Mining Amendment Act, the one that sentences you. The one that sentences you to 15 to 25 years or so in jail.
As a first degree.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Most of the laws on mining are not properly enforceable. Most of them. Whether they don't make sense to the people or not. Two is the very, very political nature of how we deal with the EPA and the Minerals Commission that you mentioned. There has to be institutional reform in appointment, in whatever it does. Three is at the community level. Chiefs hold the land for the state. Now, to mine, you need to go and negotiate with the chiefs, but you need the state to give you the permit. Right? So the state is permitting, then the chiefs give you the land. Now, the chiefs feel they're not getting enough. The communities feel they're not getting enough. Now, if I mentioned the list that I just went through of the 14 regions, Bernard, Obuasi perhaps should be the wealthiest. I haven't been to Obuasi in a very long time. Who has been to Obuasi recently?
I haven't.
Does Obuasi look like a town where gold has been mined for 40 years?
No.
Which of these would be considered the wealthiest? Some of these towns should be wealthier than Accra, wealthier than Kumasi. These towns.
Impoverished.
But these are some of the poorest places you will visit in this country.
Well, go for it. Someone has sent a message to indicate that in Ketu South, Ketu North, and Akachi areas, he's
sand winning,
illegal mining, and sand winning.
So then perhaps we might need to update the list once we confirm.
This is research. This is somebody's view. Let's deal with the research.
Let's
not
spoil the matter. So you need to figure out the communities as well. What do the communities earn? Do we need to renegotiate our contracts? Because you see, then they start dealing with the big companies you mentioned. So that big company wants to go to Bernard Avlevel to go and mine. Koku the second, who is the chief of Avlevel, tells you that I don't want to mention anybody else's town. Tells you that, okay, now before you come in, these are our terms. The people of Avlevel get 22% shares in your company. You employ ABCD. You do this in the town. That is real worth to the people. That is proper value to the people. Currently, if you look at how mineral royalties are distributed in this country, Bernard, 10% goes to Stu something, another 5% goes here. The distribution is bizarre, and the towns where these resources are found barely get anything. They get tokens. A small school here, a hospital here or two. Once in a while, they get a nice road. Okay, so if we have that conversation and put all those things together, which is the next step, then we are on our way to making progress. You see, because Bernard, if we don't solve the problem of one, the survival issues for the people, you will not be able to solve the problem. But two, hold on.
I'm coming to something. Go on.
If you don't solve the survival problem, two, if you don't solve the ownership issue for the chiefs, you have a problem. Three, if you don't stop the politically exposed persons who have such a significant stake and abuse the authority that they have, because our systems and institutions are such that they are not insulated from these persons. Recent investigations that we were reading last week highlight this, if they are to be believed.
What I wanted to say to you was that you are thinking like a person who's supposed to solve the problem. As in, you're basically in a room where they are asking you, how do we solve Galamsey, and you are trying to solve it. But I think you've even gone beyond your mandate, because your mandate this morning is simply to tell us that.
Oh, my story to stop it.
I'm coming. The political. You see, this is what I'm saying. All the things you said.
Yes, please.
Are things that somebody knows and should be doing. What is missing is the political will. Which is what I want you to emphasize. So whilst everything you've said is correct because you've thought through the problem deeply. You are not being oversimplistic. But I'm trying to say to you that the missing component in this Galamsey fight is the political will. The president's posture. Look.
Yes. I was coming there.
The president of the republic is very powerful. And this is the position. In Ghana, if you are president, you are head of your party.
Yes.
You are head of government and you are head of state. You appoint over 6,000 people.
Yes.
So it's a very large and vast array of power you have. Your posture and the way you relate to things can determine how other people act. So basically, when you look at the leader, people take a cue from the leader's body language. Now, I haven't heard the president. I haven't been here for 2 weeks. I don't know.
He's not said anything better.
In the 2 weeks I've been absent, Galamsey has become a major topic again. I don't think I've heard him say anything about it.
Not yet. He's been in China though.
Wherever he is.
Which
is even good. Yes, being in China is even important.
That's why you can mention
because China
is responsible for
accused because a lot
problem.
of the equipment we use for Galamsey is from China.
And about 50,000 Chinese have been in Ghana since we've been
That's the
dealing
point.
with this.
So the best place to be. So my point is that if the president of the republic does not see it necessary to say anything about it, we are not even talking of do something. You say that from today.
We won't tolerate it.
Do you get me? So that leadership failure is so big that I'm not even sure we have to get to the details of how to solve it. The posture alone, if the man says, okay, you know what? We have tried to solve Galamsey in the past 6 years and it's not worked. So we are going to use a different approach now. And that approach requires that we stop all mining temporarily whilst I lay out proposals for solving the problem. I think I can take that to say, okay, let's stop. He has not a whisper, not a word.
You see, which is what I'm saying. That.
So we can't even start talking about details of anything if the head of state has not uttered a word. He hasn't uttered a word.
You see, the reason why I went the way I went is last week my sermon was on the president. I had a long sermon.
Well, I wasn't here.
My listeners were.
Well,
I don't want to go here again.
Well, you have to do chapter 2 of the sermon.
Okay.
Because you see,
last week's sermon was titled
Letter to the President.
Letter to the President. I will put my presidency on the line. I read his entire speech and why words are important and why his words on Galamsey. And I can go back and read you the speech if you want, because some of the quotes were very, very, very profound.
I'll be happy to hear, because I was not here. And for me, the biggest problem is the president. That's just the truth. Because I'm growing old now, so I simplify issues. If things are not working here, I blame the boss.
Yeah.
He sets the cue. We leadership must take responsibility. So I can't go and be accusing national service people of not working when I am sitting in my office. Do you understand? When we go for management meeting, it's the leaders who are held accountable for problems.
Let me read this for you again. So the president said, this was a meeting on July 10th. Story came on July 11th. So the president was addressing a 2-day workshop on Galamsey for traditional leaders.
What date is this?
This is 2017, July.
July 2017. Yes. So that's 7 years, 1 month ago.
Yes, and the key parts.
Actually, 8 years. Oh.
Yes.
No.
7th.
7 years. 7 years ago.
The key parts of his statements are this. I have said it in the cabinet, and perhaps this is the first time I'm making this public, that I am prepared to put my presidency on the line on this matter. If by the grace of God, my party allows me to go again, and I have the health and everything to go again, but do not get it again, then I will say to myself, well, this is a choice I have to make as a human being. Do you do what is right or what you think will make you get along? I think you do what is right and what you are required to do.
Wow.
This is
what he said.
That is what he said. I'll repeat it for you. If by the grace of God, my party allows me to go again and I have the health and everything to go again, but do not get it again, then I'll say to myself, well, this is a choice I have to make as a human being. Do you do what is right or you think will make you get along? I think you do what is right and what you are required to do.
Do you do what is right or what will make you get along? And I think you should do what you are required to do.
Yes, I think you do what is right and what you are required to do.
So July 2017.
Yes, July 11th.
He was speaking to who?
He was speaking to chiefs. He was meeting traditional leaders on Galamsey.
And did they say anything in return?
This was the main news item from that.
So I think the question for him is, did he mean what he was saying? Or did he mean it just for the 2020 election?
It was answered in the sermon.
And my sermon was this, you see, Bernard. Galamsey is too important. And I said this election we are going to run will be run on the back of Galamsey money. Both parties, all the parties, whichever. Galamsey money is a key part.
Will be involved.
Will be involved. That's why I said it's too valuable. Which is why the difficulty arises for persons at the top to deal with this matter the way it is supposed to be dealt with. Because you end up cutting off a significant chunk of your own money if you do this. 2, they estimate that the political cost vis-a-vis votes might be too high because you end up losing votes. And in fact, if you listen to the campaign messages on the ground, not the ones that are telecast live on television, the ones on the ground, they make these statements when they visit the Galamsey areas.
So are you saying that people in the Galamsey areas don't want to drink good water? So wait, if I live in the New Ibrahim area, you mentioned some town.
Yes.
Are you saying that those people can't see the effect of what is happening on the water they drink?
There are those who see it and there are those who don't.
Maybe.
As to whether who's in the majority or who's in the minority, but the fact that it prevails and it's growing should tell you then that
maybe we should call.
What should the community do?
Kanako and ask him. So the towns you mentioned in the Brim area, because today he sent me a message and said that the Brim River is completely gone.
Eastern region.
So the question is that those in the Brim catchment area, are they saying that they prefer to have money and not have water?
If you have money, you can buy water.
A lot of the
times, that is the thought process.
No, are you sure we are not over?
It's a gang of a few people.
Simplifying or over articulating the view of a few people to represent. Because are you telling me that if I go to a town, New Ibrahim today, and I meet an average 25-year-old man and tell him that this is the effect of the water, which I'm sure he knows.
Yes.
He will say that, well, he's okay because he gets money.
You might be surprised at the conversation you will have.
There's been farmers who've complained to us that their lands have been forcefully taken over from them. There have been farmers who are complaining that when they go to the farm now, they do not have water to water their crops. So it cannot be that all the community members will choose gold over water.
I have not said all the community members are.
You're saying you're saying the calculation of the political people is that the support for Galamsey may be so much that both financially and vote-wise they would lose.
Yes.
On the financial, I can understand because a couple of people may own a lot of money and be pushing it to support a party. But are you saying that vote-wise, if a government says, I am going to do something to stop this destruction of our river bodies,
Bernard,
in the towns will vote against them.
I was in a meeting somewhere. I was conducting an interview. I'll say this on radio today.
Yeah.
But I will not mention names the way I was supposed to mention names.
Yeah.
But just to make the point.
Yeah.
When results of the district assembly elections came out, and you see, for those of us who are at this level, we don't really pay attention. But for the political parties, wherever there is a vote in this country, they pay attention. You and I know this. They don't underestimate any kind of ballot process in this country because they use it for all kinds of things. Now, when the numbers came in and they started filtering their numbers, there was an immediate conversation amongst certain persons that look,
their reaction to
the numbers that they saw, Galamsey for Nesi Ejawam.
Oh wow.
That was what was said in the local language. Galamsey for Nesi Ejawam. Because the numbers that came.
Is this a local election?
Yes, and this was a local election, but I was at a national office.
And the person was saying that because of that voter result. But how do you know that he had thought through the thing carefully? Maybe he was. Maybe
they had brought him the numbers.
And because maybe it is his initial reaction.
Yes, but
it influences the rest of the process.
If you know the way our political systems work, when certain people start saying certain things, and certain you see, and
so you are saying that they have decided that if they touch Galamsey, it will affect them politically, so they won't touch it.
They have worked those numbers. You see, they have. You might disagree with me. And it might be hard to believe again because you ask yourself, how many people do this? As against how many people don't want it?
Yeah. So those who do it versus those who support it, versus those who are ambivalent, and then those who are against it. So if you do that number
line,
those who do it maybe 10%. Those who support it maybe another 10%. Those who are ambivalent maybe 40%.
And the people depend on those who do it.
So I think that if you show them the water, you show them the effect of the
people live there. You're going to show them the water.
So you're saying that they don't care?
Bernard, they have money.
Oh, stop it. They have money.
They have money.
I think the voices who are against it are being suppressed.
Yes,
that's
it's
what
true.
I think.
It's true.
When
they are being suppressed.
Yeah, so I think that those who are against it, which is why sometimes when the media go to these communities,
it's important for them to speak.
But haven't you realized that most of the stories that emerge and most of the police, we've had reports of a certain kind of clash where you have citizens who mobilize and go to these places and say, hey, stop it. In those places, you find the citizens actually winning and saying, hey, stop it, we'll ban this, we'll do that. Haven't you realized that we've had those scenarios? The Nathan spoke to you about one of the chiefs who was distilled by the Asante Hene. It was a petition from the town. The people wrote a petition.
So maybe this is my conclusion. We can start giving voice to communities that say they are against it. And maybe this is the way we should go editorially, to say, look, guys on the ground, there are communities where people are up in arms against what is happening. Let's give them voice.
Right.
So it will also balance the story around the calculation of fighting Galamsey. Because I know there are many reasonable Ghanaians in communities who see this and say no. Number two, values. We have to do a lot of work on what people value as a society, because if somebody can see money and say to hell with my water, it means that we have not trained that person well. As a society, we have to take responsibility for that and refocus. But I like the point around communities rising up and petitioning higher chiefs to deal with lower chiefs, because I think that's the way to go. There's no way I sit in Accra can change the mind of somebody in the New Ebirim. If the people in the New Ebirim themselves don't rise up and say, we want this to stop, it's not going to stop. So the expectations around what we can do in the big cities must also be measured. The people who are immediately within the precincts of this Galamsey have to be given a voice, because they are the ones who, at the end of the day, know the guys who come into their communities to do this. And the other thing you need to know is that most of the people who come and do this are not from the community.
Yes.
So sometimes the companies import Galamseyers to come and do the thing, and then they leave to the next town. So whilst one or two people may benefit from what happens in the town, the townsfolk themselves are not benefiting.
To enjoy it.
So let's not make the people who are, and I'm not saying you're doing this, generally, let's not make the people who are, let's not make the bad guys seem to be in the majority. Because if the bad guys are in the majority,
there is no place on earth where the bad guys, in the places that are held by,
like Mexico,
like cartels, the cartels are not in the majority. You think that? You actually think that in Sinaloa there are more drug dealers than regular citizens? No. But the drug peddlers have shut down the town. A whole city is being held by a cartel of around 10,000 people, a city of 1 million.
So it's a question of when the good people decide to keep quiet, or when they decide not to mobilize, then the bad people in their small numbers and their unity take over. Well, I think that's a good place to end. 9:35 Citi Breakfast Show. Couple of announcements. Later in the morning, we're taking to the bar conference, hoping to hear. There are key people there. President is there. CJ is there. AG is there. Asante is there. GBA President is there. We are really, really going to be monitoring that program.
You see, the bar conference this year should emerge.
They must redeem themselves.
Oh, yeah. Bernard, thank you.
It's got redemption.
This is the redemption bar conference.
They have to redeem themselves.
President Boafu.
Yes, you have to redeem
yourself and your association.
We are there.
You need to.
So
Papa Kwakwe.
If there was an initial plan not to mention it in any of the speeches, redact that speech and write
that's
it
something
again.
That we are there this morning, so we are going to cover.
We are saying that.
Bar conference.
Hold on.
Because the Ghana Bar Association has been renamed, you know.
What's it been called?
Lloyd Amos says the Ghana Belly Food Conference. They are full, they don't talk again. You know?
The belly food.
Ghana Belly Food.
But you see, Bernard,
let's deal with some things first.
Yeah, but it's important that
they have to mention
themselves. It's important.
No, it's a holiday season, Bernard and Godfred. It's a holiday season, and you know what that means. The kids are looking for some fun and learning all in one. Imagine the excitement when they can enjoy channels like Disney Junior and Jim Jam on GoTV and many more. Just picture it. your little ones learning from their favorite characters like Dora, Mickey Mouse, Mash Mash, SpongeBob, and Henry Danger. It's non-stop entertainment that will keep them entertained and growing all vacation long. So why wait? Dial star 759 hash now to stay connected. Go TV. Love it. Now let me tell you about the Ghana Revenue Authority is wishing to inform the general public, especially VAT registered taxpayers, that the Commissioner General, in accordance with the VAT Act 2023 Act 870 as amended, is migrating additional 2,000 VAT registered taxpayers onto the GRA's electronic invoicing system, referred to as the EVAT system. To facilitate the migration process, GRA will carry out series of stakeholder engagements to ensure a seamless implementation. The list of eligible VAT registered taxpayers will also be published in the print media and on the GRA website. Affected taxpayers should take note and be guided accordingly. GRA can be reached on toll-free number 0800 100 110 or WhatsApp on 0552 990000 or 0200 631 664. You may also visit any of our taxpayer service centers across the country for assistance.
Now, Twisco is here. It's an exciting new chocolate beverage. It's on the market and it's from the producers of Cowbell, made with a blend of premium cocoa powder and Enafort. To enjoy all of this goodness, just put it into a mug mixed with 180 ml of previously boiled water, milk, and stir. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. And this ad is FDA approved.
We'll be right back with a bit more on the Citi Breakfast Show. We'll read some of your comments on the subject on this under discussion. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
one that was sent to me earlier yesterday, but I'm told it's been solved, but I feel like I need to read it again.
Okay.
Just to make the point. This has to do with traffic lights. And so he says, Bernard, I hope you're fine. For a while now, the traffic lights at the Okonglo intersection have been worked well. It turns red immediately after green without turning amber. This is quite dangerous, and it doesn't seem the police are interested in being helpful. It rather seems like a juicy opportunity to pounce on unsuspecting motorists. The Standards Board area traffic light also is faulty, so motorists doing the U-turn from the airport are often left to figure out when to turn on their own. Please bring this to the attention of the MTTD and urban roads. All right, so as I said, the bar conference is happening at Kumasi, and we'll be crossing over at 10 o'clock to take that event, featuring the President of the Republic, also the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, Tumfo, Ghana Bar Association President. All of them will be there, and we are hoping that they will say a few things about the biggest issue in Ghana today, the effects of Galamsey. So we're crossing over soon. Yeah. Just read a few quick comments.
Yes. Okay. So, good morning, Bernard. Who regulates the importation and sale of the cyanide, mercury, and arsenic in this country? Akobin is the war horn. Akobin. Okay. War horn against environmental degradation. Bernard, I know if organized labor gives government a week's ultimatum to put a temporary ban on small-scale mining with it's remained banned for at least 6 months, it might work. But because no politician is engaging them to do so, they are quiet. Nothing concerns them. Good morning, Citi. I've listened to you guys for years. I'm compelled to add my voice to this irresponsible craze of Galamsey. I have heard the audio of the preachers using the pulpit of Christ to highlight this madness. I do not think they were preaching this message to the congregation to repent from this evil. The target should be the leaders of the nation and not the church. The preachers should do this. The preachers should this morning.
No, actually they were. So they were not. They were not telling their
they were not telling congregants to stop Galamsey.
They were using their pulpit to talk about the effects of Galamsey. So they were speaking to power. So maybe you misunderstood.
So another message coming through. This one says Galamsey should be treated as a first-degree felony. It targets the very life of citizens. It should be resolved by using. Okay, you are saying should to kill approach. We'll go on with some other messages. The more effective system we have is the labor union. The snit back off is the glaring evidence. If all labor unions issue a statement today that they won't work indefinitely until Galamsey stops effectively today, Galamsey will end today. Ed from across and that. Hello, Citi. Cocoa farmers are key for government. If they lay down their tools with a threat not to farm, the government will set up, you say. There's this one here. It says another thing that Galamsey comes with is the use of illicit drugs. I come from a mining community, and I can confidently tell you many of our mates when we were growing up who stopped schooling to do Galamsey are now drug addicts who have resorted to stealing in the communities to survive. Akwetia too has become a dead town now. Galamsey never develops a community. My sister's 20-acre palm plantation was forcefully taken away from her in New Ebrim and mined for gold. Some of us are directly impacted by this menace. But there are a few dedications that I would like to Great. So, glorious happy birthday to our father, Managing Director of the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, Alhaji Al-Hassan Yakubu Tali. We wish you continuous favors and blessings of the Lord. Thank you for your leadership and care. This is from the board, management, and staff of ADB. This one says, belated happy birthday to Georgina Ekwia Mansa and Nkansa of Newmont Ebrim. May God grant you wisdom and understanding as your new age opens a new chapter in your life. Have a fulfilling week. This is coming from Kojo Mensa. And happy birthday to Bishop Dr. Samuel Entry Jeche of the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization. To many, many more years, your life has always been a compassion for others. Stay blessed from Moses Adote Papao, GM Crawford's Consultancy. This one says, happy birthday to Elder Kwesinyako Newman of PIWC Dansuman. May God bless your new age with fresh anointing. Have a beautiful day from Elliot. And then happy birthday. last one.
Please
Happy birthday to the Chief Marketing Officer of AT, formerly Airtel Tigo, Ato Narigan Singh. Okay, this is coming from the Director of Marketing at AT, Isaac Boama, all heads of various units in the marketing department and all staffs within the department as well. We cherish your style of leadership and guidance. God bless your new age, Pachumeri.
And this one says, we are wishing Richmond in Nkrumah, a company inspector at the Office of the Registrar of Companies and head coach of the Ministry of Justice Football, a special birthday. May the good Lord continue to bless you and grant you success in all your endeavors. This is from Ajingo and the Ministry of Justice Football team.
To the Ashanti region where the
Bar Conference
2024-25 annual general conference of the Bar Association is happening, and Mr. Usu Setra, who is the Ashanti regional president of the bar, is addressing the audience. I'm going to cross over now, and that will be on till around 11:30ish in the morning. So those of you who've been waiting for Naoyo this morning, we're interrupting her programming with this bar conference live coverage where all lawyers in Ghana meet for a discourse.
The lawyers are the shadow.
Seriously.
Event. We are promising to make this year a